Yes, we're on, Alan. We are on. What's up, man? How you doing today? Actually, no, I'm gonna ask you later on how you doing. I don't give a fuck right now.
Fine, fuck you.
I'm sorry. But people out there, the Unnecessary Gaming Show. I've been saying it right. This is like the 5th time in a row that I said that shit correctly. What are you gonna say now, Alan? I'm fucking up still, getting the names wrong? You can't use that against me?
At least you can remember the name of this show, unlike the Ringside Hangout.
Yeah, I never fucked that up. But the reason I always knew, because the thing is, too, is like, it'd be the Raw reaction show or it'd be the SmackDown reaction show. There was a color to it and everything. This kind of looks like the midnight and the midweek anyway, so of course I'm going to get fucking confused.
Yeah, no. I didn't mean you were going to forget. I meant everyone else.
Oh, you son of a bitch. That was actually kind of clever. I'll give you that. You are still a dick, though, so fuck you. People, hello, welcome. I know that's kind of early, but you know what, though? You guys are usually making fun of us because we're always fucking late all the goddamn time, but we're not late this time. I'm feeling good. Ganja Guru, how about you, man?
Man, I literally just woke up 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
My brain is just like, where am I? Who am I? What am I doing right now? This is video games. We're talking movies. Yeah. Man, I could really go for an ice cream cone right now.
And that happens when I fucking fall asleep on a bus or something, and I wake up going, oh yeah, right, I gotta go home.
And he's like, where's my wallet? Where's my everything? Jet, are you awake unlike these two motherfuckers?
I'm awake.
I thought you were gonna talk to them longer, so I was twisting my hair, and now I got one hand on the mic and one hand in my hair.
I'm sorry that's happened.
Man, that fucking reminds me the other day. Jet's like, hey guys, I cut my hair. I'm like, hey, send pics. So she sends a picture of the fucking hair. Like, the hair ball. Like, you know what I fucking meant.
The thing is, people, as you guys can see, well, you can't see yet, but I'm going to show you right now. Booyah! You see Mortal Kombat? Oh, Liu Kane's going to die. No, Liu Kane, don't die on me. Oh, and he's getting choked. Actually, it doesn't look like he's being choked. It's like just grabbing his chin.
No, he's really selling it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, fucking damn it, fuck. And now he's dead. And somehow he bleeds at the back of his fucking hairdo. It makes no sense. But we're playing Mortal Kombat Daily Line today. I'm so fucking hyped for this. I love me some Mortal Kombat.
I'm confused now. Maybe because I'm half awake. What the fuck? I thought we were going to talk about video game news. Like, why is this? What's the trailer here?
Look, I don't understand why out of all the Mortal Kombat games you picked, you did not play Shaolin Monks.
I'm actually disappointed on that fact, too.
We might. I'm thinking of doing that probably tomorrow, maybe even Friday, maybe even Saturday. Who knows? But what I want to do is get all that, because everyone always goes back to the classics. They play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 all the fucking time, and I'm like, well, these PS2 games don't really get a whole lot of love. They should be getting a lot more love because they're pretty good. I did play some of it earlier on today, and wasn't that great. So I think the nostalgia has really ran deep inside my fucking veins, where some things are just not as good as I thought they were because they aged pretty badly. When was the last time you guys played this? Alan, go ahead.
I honestly haven't played a classic Mortal Kombat game in fucking 15 years, but like it's one of those things where it's like I looked up there's a particular cutscene for not Deadly Lines, Shaolin Monks that I always laugh at. I'll just go back like it's the fucking one where he's about to fight Baraka and he picks up the fucking monk, stabs him in the chest, stabs him in the head, then lights him on fire first, tosses him across the fucking bay, and Liu Kang goes, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, it was the dumbest shit ever. And yeah, that is a cutscene. I remember that because you showed me that. I think you were the first person to show me that.
Yeah,
I did not know that shit existed. But that was almost as bad as the Mortal Kombat 4 fatality thing or the ending. Where he's just
you showed me that shit the other day in the after hours.
Yeah, it's like it's not a brutality, it's a fatality. He just drops him. It's the dumbest, stupidest thing ever.
So as far as like, yeah, because when you think about it, you play a lot of old games. Some games still hold up as far as controls, but fighting games have gotten better and better every year. Like that's probably one of the only gaming franchises I can think of that have just improved over the years. Like yeah, sometimes Street Fighter 5 maybe didn't come out great, or Marvel vs. Capcom was a piece of shit. But like every fighting game that comes out now is way better because they can get the animations better. They have more money behind them, so they can look better. They can sometimes add a story, like they've been doing with the last 3 Mortal Kombat games. So it's like I'm not gonna sit there, but oh man, these games aren't as good. It's just they were good for the time, and they still have things that are good about them. It's just we've gotten better, way better.
Oh sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Speaking of things that have gotten older and better, JP man, happy birthday! Late birthday at this point. Sorry man, we forgot to give you some birthday shout outs yesterday, but hope you celebrated good. I saw a post with your mom; she's celebrating your birth. Feel bad for her, but over that, man, I really hope. Shut up! I really hope you had a good birthday. Celebrated fine.
What?
Happy birthday from them today.
Yeah, I hope you have a happy birthday, and I'm sorry to your mom. Like, fuck you, man.
Lord. Jevin Good says, howdy people. Hello, Jevin Good. I don't remember seeing you too often over here. I think I've seen your name before. Maybe I'm getting you mixed with somebody else, but if you are a new person, thank you for watching all that good stuff. The Baby Lotion Mob, saying Mortal Kombat vs. DC was trash. I completely disagree. I think that was honestly Injustice before Injustice.
I feel like
no, it wasn't. Injustice is good.
Mortal Kombat versus DC just because it didn't give you the chance to decapitate Superman.
No, it also sucked.
I don't think that's the case.
The controls fucking sucked. The story fucking sucked. There was nothing good about that game. And I'm sorry, you might sit there and be like, "Oh, I can't decapitate Superman." Then put fucking DC versus something else. That the staple of the fucking game is you murdering motherfuckers. Like, how do you sit there and make a T for teen version of fucking Mortal Kombat?
Okay,
that completely defeats the purpose.
That's the whole point I was trying to make. Because here's the thing, I get really fucking annoyed with this whole idea. But everyone says, "Oh, that game is so terrible because it doesn't have fucking fatalities." Injustice doesn't, but no one minds.
Because it's a good. Okay, one, it fits within the. Okay. It's not basically Mortal Kombat. It's using the same engine and it's made by the same people, but it's its own unique product within the same engine. Like how how GTA and Red Dead, even though they're using the same engine and it's still Rockstar, they're still very different games. Red Dead and GTA and all those shit. Injustice is its own product. It just happens to be made by the same team. And so they have their own different things. That's what they're able to basically split up that game and go, okay, we're going to focus and make Mortal Kombat. What makes Mortal Kombat stand out from Street Fighter, which is what it was originally fucking fighting, was the fact that you get to murder the motherfuckers at the end of it and so much blood. So you trying to make it something else is like you just completely took out what made this unique in time where all fighters were very, very fucking similar. You took out the most unique aspect of this just so that you can continue actually having the rights with DC. And even then, you didn't make anything good or interesting out of it. That story is so fucking awful. I just gave the fuck up.
I do not believe that this was a bad story.
I played Injustice. I find it funny that like people are like, "Yeah, man, that the Mortal Kombat versus DC, that was totally stupid ass story." When Injustice was literally just a ripoff of the Superman Go Bad storyline. And it wasn't even done that well because they added some elements in there that were completely stupid. Like, hey, there's this formula that makes you just as strong as Superman, just so they can add into like why Harley Quinn is throwing hands with Superman. And
I'll like again when it comes to the Injustice story, I did enjoy it because it was slightly like it was just slightly different from the stuff I saw. I treated it as a what was it? I treated it as a DC animated movie because that's actually how I ended up watching all the cutscenes. The thing I liked about the story is I always like when they do alternate universes, and it gave them an ability to kind of. Because one of the problems with the established canon of all the fucking DC and Marvel shit is they're very afraid to kill people off. Because like, well, we can't kill that person. I don't think it can be a franchise. Them doing the alternate universe kind of gave them the ability to essentially do whatever they want. And I actually really liked what they did with the Superman. Like the bad Superman's like, yeah, Joker just said fuck it, did his fucking thing. Lois got killed as a result, and Superman's just sick of everyone's shit, so he just takes over the fucking world. I liked what they did with that because they gave him the ability to kind of do some interesting things with it. There's twists and turns that you don't really expect in there with certain characters, and there's deaths in there that like, holy shit, I can't believe they fucking got away with that shit in something that's basically T for teen.
God, Joker looks like such a fucking dork.
Oh god, he looks like such a crack addict. But the thing about
he always looks like a fucking crack addict. When does he not look like some kind of drug dealer or somebody who's actually strung out?
You're not wrong.
They're in that fucking fisticuff pose, like.
Hey, the thing is, he's part of the story in the first one. But they eviscerate and murder the fuck out of him. He barely isn't like. I don't think the second one story is good at all. I think it has some good elements. That second story is fucking trash. But I like that they kept them separate, even though they had crossovers with different characters, because they still managed to keep the aesthetics of what these things are. You're not going to be able to go hard R with the fucking DC products. I mean, maybe nowadays that'll change, but as of right now, you won't be able to. Mortal Kombat, we're going so visceral at this fucking point. We're making fucking horror movies look like PG-13 fucking kids movies. Like, it is such a fucking, and I like that distinction because they are very different in the amount of gore and the visuals that they're going for. So I don't ever want them to combine ever fucking again. I feel like they're gonna try. I really feel like they're gonna try. I don't want them to ever combine those two games again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way you do in a sense. It's just, I don't understand why Injustice gets so much praise when it's basically the same thing. I know Injustice almost feels like MK9 versus MK versus DC, but MK versus DC was the last bit, like the last thing that was between the two generations of video gaming and Mortal Kombat in general. Like right before MK versus DC, we had, like, I mean, we're gonna be doing this today, the Deadly Alliance, where you know it's 3D. You gotta move your fucking body awkwardly around this entire fucking map, this entire like little area you're gonna fight in, and it looked bad. It really, honestly, wasn't the best. And then you get MK9 that made it simple and made it 2D again and still looked fucking beautiful. And this was that weird hybrid where it's like, you know what? If there was any kind of gameplay to take from the shitty kind, it's gonna be this one. This was like that one spot where it was simplified. And by the way, too, you guys are saying like, oh, well, not you guys, but Alan, you're saying like it didn't do anything different. You know, it took the one thing that was different, which was the fatalities. They still had the fatalities, they just weren't bloody, and they had the rage mode, and that's what kind of started this whole thing with the fucking with the X-rays. I mean, if you look at the rage mode, that was for one a really good thing to kind of put into the gameplay that was from the story, where you know, the only thing that made Superman almost compatible with all these other characters was the fact that the rage would humanize him. And it wasn't that it made everybody else so much stronger, it just made Superman weak as fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing is, like,
cool,
the reason I love Injustice and MK, like, in the new Mortal Kombat Injustice, because they managed to focus, they managed to make it a better, because, like, one of my biggest problems, like, that's not my only problem with fucking MK versus DC is the fucking lack of fatalities. I'm not that up my own ass. Is the rest of the game suck, too. The story sucked, the voice acting sucked, it felt bad to play. When you play Injustice, like right away, even though I'm not a huge fan of the game, it still feels really good. It still feels really interesting with the amount of characters that they're adding in, the roster, because they're focusing on DC products. Just like how MK9 and 10, now 11, are focusing on Mortal Kombat stuff. I like that separation. And yeah, they've had crossovers with the characters, but they picked the right characters. They made sure that they picked the right people that wouldn't be too weird. So it worked within the universes. I just don't think they can combine them because I don't think it's going to work, especially with the new stuff. Keep them separated. Focus on making them the best DC product and the best Mortal Kombat product. Doing them both, especially if you're going to remove fatalities, just you already kneecapped one, which means you're going to have to try to do your best to make the best DC product. And that's a point, then why even have Mortal Kombat there?
No, I kind of agree with you there. You know, I mean, I guess I'll just agree or disagree in that sense, because it's like, I agree with you, but at the same time, it's just for me, I had a good time when it came out, and I was talking shit right away, like, man, what a stupid concept. But then I've been proven wrong. Like, Injustice 2 had fucking the Ninja Turtles in there, and like that shit was amazing. Like, I did not think that was gonna work at all, and it so did. And I've been eating my words ever since. NetherRealm Studios has been doing all this shit. I mean, Julian in the chat saying, you know, all NetherRealm shit's pretty much like silly. You know, what I mean, it's all B movie stuff. Ganja was saying that earlier too. That it's like a big B movie, but. I don't know, man. When it comes to the video games, like, people need to really separate story from gameplay as far as like deciding the entire quality of that particular release.
That's when it comes to fighting games, because most fighting game storylines are absolute garbage.
Oh yeah, but then why have it? Okay, yeah, you're right. Most fighting games have garbage storylines. That's why they stick to the arcade. But if you're putting effort into something and it's a part of the product, I'm going to judge it based on the part of the product. That is a voice acted storyline with cutscenes. Similar to MK9, similar to Injustice 1 and 2, MK10. MK vs. DC is garbage. It's like a situation in which you're going to a fucking restaurant and you order the plate. And there's a burger, there's fries, there's a shake, whatever the fuck you're ordering, right? Mm-hmm. You're judging the meal based on what you're fucking getting. So if you're sitting there and like the tomatoes are fucking rotten, I don't care how good the fries are or the shakes are, you gave me rotten bullshit on my fucking food. So I'm going to judge you and be like, you are a bad restaurant because you don't know how to fucking make food properly.
Then why come to the rotten food store? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, every single thing's bad? Like, what the fuck? What place are you going to?
Wait, what? Yeah, wait, how does that fucking... She's just fucking with you. How the fuck is... Anyway, but that's the thing. It's like, if no, because she threw me out. My brain is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. My job here is done. I'm out tonight.
If you have a portion of the product that's not good, it lowers the rest of the product. But MK vs. DC, there's not a single good thing about it.
No, I mean, I don't think that's the case that with any of these games. Even fucking Sub-Zero Mythologies, I think that there's some good
oh, yeah.
in there.
No, I thought that was a good idea.
No, yeah, but no, it was a good idea. It just wasn't done right. Let's not talk shit about that because Mortal Kombat Conquest is basically...
I'm sorry. No. A fucking side-scrolling beat-em-up with Sub-Zero? Nah, fuck that shit. Y'all have fun with that.
No,
I played it, dude. That game sucked.
Mortal Kombat Conquest is basically Sub-Zero Mythologies, just, you know, with characters that you don't fucking know. They're trying to get you.
No, it is. Wait, oh no, I think of Deception. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Like that had its own. No, that was actually really good. It wasn't like that because it wasn't a fucking side-scrolling beat 'em up. You would go from person to person to cutscene, and then you'd have a fight depending on there. The only bad thing about Deception is the stupid fucking tutorial system. Oh my god, with the integration of the fucking weapon combos. Because there's situations where you can't get past in Deception. For people who don't know, basically that was one of their very first like hardcore attempts at a story mode within a fighting game. Because they tried it beforehand, but this is hardcore. Like you're running around, you actually have cutscenes and a character and an established lore as you build towards some of the new characters. But in order to get past some of the cutscenes, you had to do a tutorial, and the tutorial was like, I press A, B, X, Y, left, right to do the combo. That's how you got past to prove your worth. There is some stupid bullshit, and it's like they introduced weapon combos. So it's like a 16-button input, 3 fucking lines. And you're just sitting there and like, I spent like an hour and a half. I just fucking gave up. Everyone in my family just like in a line trying to get past this fucking sequence because I'm screaming because I can't get past this fucking man. Fuck that weapon combo bullshit.
No, yeah, that was bullshit. And that's actually just game 2 in Daily Lives. That's fucking annoying. But then like the conquest mode on this game in particular too, which we won't do today unless you guys want me to try. But I don't think anyone actually wants to fucking see that. But yeah, like those combos, like it just gets more and more insane for every single character. By the way, too, I think you do every single character in the entire game, and it's fucking frustrating. I'm not good at that shit at all.
That's what I was saying. Like almost every fighting game series that has ever happened has gone better with time.
But here's the thing that's going to be getting better with time. I'm actually kind of hyped about this. We're going to do a couple of news stories. It's going to be really, really quick, but it is what it is. Overwatch. So I've been getting kind of into this.
I'm out.
Why?
Man, Overwatch is just a repeat of the fucking GoldenEye stuff. I don't know why people have this fascination with going back to these old school style shooter multiplayers. I think it's because most of our age group is having a midlife crisis at this point because we're all past age 25. So we're all trying to retreat back to our childhood, like our parents did. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but if you look at like time travel movies or just movies that are based around different time periods that the generation before us thought was cool, like Grease, for example. The reason Grease is so loved by our parents and people a little bit older than that is because they remember seeing their parents dressed like that and seeing a different type of neighborhood like that. So what I'm seeing is the same shit with this stuff because we grew up with this type of multiplayer on N64 and the PlayStation because they had no better options and no online plays. This all we really had was to run up to each other and shoot each other in the face with maybe some type of mission or objective to do. But even the payload, you're not doing anything. It's not you grab the object and move it and have to move it strategically. It's just a little roller coaster on a fucking rail. And you have to fight people as it moves along. And that seems like to be the most mode that people use or play. But besides that, it's just a straight up shooter from what I could tell. There's no real difference.
The thing is
the powers.
Well, okay, that's actually the thing. I think it's less than nostalgia what makes this game super popular is the fact that it was a breath of fresh air of shooters at the time. Because there's always cycles of shooters. Most people that are past the age of fucking 20 remember the dark ages that was every shooter was a World War II shooter. Every fucking first-person shooter was a World War II shooter. There was 100 of them. Then Call of Duty's like, hey, let's go fucking multiplayer. And what did that do? That exploded the fucking Modern Warfare, like, first-person shooters. But then people got tired of that. So when Overwatch came, like, even though we had Team Fortress 2 and some, like, Unreal Tournament came out beforehand, no one really has played an Overwatch game in a while. And they had interesting character design. Everything was colorful. So it was kind of a breath of fresh air that no one's had for a while.
No, but the reason that it wasn't a breath of fresh air. It is literally a repeat of that N64 multiplayer stuff that you saw in GoldenEye and other multiplayer games that came out.
But those died out, though.
Pre-PlayStation 2. But, like, that's what I think. It's not a breath of fresh air. It's just retreading back to a nostalgic type of multiplayer setting. Okay, like, the fact that Julian's, like, telling me that I'm equating to GoldenEye, I kind of am because it's the same kind of multiplayer state up of you run around, shoot people of your friends, and maybe you have a small objective to complete. It's not 100% a military shooter where the goal is just to find the best attachments like Call of Duty and try to blast people away, but it's no real difference. Like I don't see the difference between this and a lot of old school multiplayer games.
There's a lot of
also the diversity too, and like once again the different powers. Like it's basically combining like 2 different games from that time, basically making something different.
That's what I'm saying, though, but it's still going back in time and doing these nostalgic things. That's why I'm like, okay, I get why people like it because it tickles your nostalgia button. But in terms of a game that's upgrading the system or adding new to multiplayer, or hell, even adding new aspects to like how we can play multiplayer with each other, it's really not. It's legit just retreading the same stuff. And it's nothing wrong with that because it did good to the point that it really restarted the type of gameplay revival of this type of Battle Royale stuff. But besides that, it's really just retreading stuff that we dealt with in the early 90s and early 2000s.
I cannot believe
I wish I could agree with you, but I can't see it. I can't see it.
The thing is, I cannot believe I'm sitting in a room and I'm the person that's not hating Overwatch the most. I think that game is fucking boring, pretentious, and up its own goddamn ass. But everything with Gone saying, I unfortunately have to disagree with you because as much as nostalgia is a thing, like much nostalgia is a way to sell things, what made this stand out is the diversity of the characters, is the way the characters look, their character designs, is the integration of powers. That's why games
it's just the aesthetics. But that's my thing is like people look at me and tell me, "Hey, man."
like, I got 2 more points. You can jump in.
Yeah, but because you're saying characters, like you mentioned that like twice over, so I'm gonna have to give you my opinion on that point because you keep bringing it up, and that's not what I'm saying at all. Those are the pretty aesthetics and like the color of a candy that gives you the idea of what you want from it. Besides that, the actual stuff that the candy's made out of, the nitty gritty, it's really just the same shit that we have repeated gameplay.
Okay, but if you're gonna go on that basis, then the multiplayer shooters haven't changed since Doom.
They really haven't, honestly.
But that's the thing. They have. That's what I'm saying. The addition of the powers changes the metagame. And for people who don't know what metagame is basically what variables make the game feel different every single time. That's what the meta is. It's how does a certain ability, how does a certain character, how does a certain level change the game. And one of the things that defines a multiplayer shooter, has always defined a multiplayer shooter, is how do the characters influence the objective? Because at the end of the day, almost every fucking shooter ever is kill other team. That is usually the fucking objective in any way, shape, or fucking form. Some games change it up, like Search and Destroy in Call of Duty. They had an objective here that was more important than necessarily killing your team, but killing your team was still just as effective. Overwatch, yeah, you could basically just shoot everybody, and as long as you guys don't give a fuck, you could technically win just by murder. But the meta of it is the change, is the characters and the abilities. Having a team of Reinhardts that just do a 360 fucking Spartan shield movement around there is a different game than if you have a bunch of bastions that, or a bunch of bastions that are turrets that are doing the exact same thing, even though that they look identical.
You're always going to get a different game with like every team that you join. Like you're not guaranteed to have like the same game. Like with like something like Call of Duty or like Battlefield. Like I watched a lot of playthroughs of those, and like I can tell you, I've seen the same game like 3 times.
Oh no! See, that's the thing. I think y'all confusing me and saying that these things are creative. No, they're not creative at all. We're just talking about Overwatch at the moment. That's why I'm not bringing up other game titles.
Yeah, well,
because sometimes they get as repetitive, even more so than Overwatch. At least Overwatch had a new aesthetics and it added a different type, a vibe to it, and didn't just go straight into a military personal shooter. I will give you that. The aesthetics do change in terms of how people perceive it, but in terms of how the actual gameplay and the mechanics go, it's really no difference than what the gameplay you've seen in the early 2000s that's kind of died off when the military first-person shooters started to take off.
But that's, again, the reason it came back is not because people are nostalgic for that time, because I couldn't, like, there's a situation, like, I know a lot of people that, like, they enjoyed that stuff, but the reason is because people were oversaturated with the new stuff. The reason Call of Duty came up with the aiming down the sights is because people were sick of the Unreal Tournament and they were sick of the GoldenEye. So, like, whatever, this isn't changing. They're not necessarily going back. They're doing similar things, yes, but they're taking some of those aspects, they're adding new aspects to it to change the metagame, to make it different than it was for GoldenEye. GoldenEye didn't have a lot of the differences that games like Overwatch has. And the reason Overwatch is doing it as well as it is because there are other games that tried to do that. Fucking Battleborn. I think that got canceled. I can't fucking remember. Paladins, all the other garbage games that
they're still going. Like,
are they?
Yeah, and they're doing good too. People actually do.
I know they're not, man. I know for a fact Battleborn is almost shutting down. Like, I think like on Steam they had like consistently like 10 people.
Okay, I didn't know it was that low.
No, it's bad. Like, people fucking dump on that. Like, this is a situation where like it's Call of Duty versus Battlefield, where they're both doing well. Like, no. Like, if you're not Overwatch, you're dead, basically.
But are you over Overwatch? No,
I've been over Overwatch, honestly. Like, I'm coming. Like, I don't want people to get confused. I don't like Overwatch. I actually hate it because I think it's boring as fuck. Because of something Gon just said of, it's just a fucking payload. I'm like, I'm playing way better games with way more interesting things going on. Fuck Overwatch.
Well, I don't think it is up its own goddamn payload every single time. Because that's the thing. Like this, and one thing that was Julian was saying in the chat too, versus saying Ganja never plays, which Ganja has actually played the game. Ganja does own the game.
He owns it.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But like going into this though, like I will say that a better logical comparison would be this to Team Fortress 2, which Team Fortress 2, it being free, has been something that's made that game last for fucking years. This is still not free. Overwatch needs to be.
That is a good fucking point. This is more of a Team Fortress copy.
That's how it's always been. And the thing about Team Fortress is Team Fortress is like what Battlefield used to be, where it was super 100% popular on PC. So the PC market, it became, again, Team Fortress 2 is in the same vein, not saying gameplay obviously, but in the same vein of Dota and League of Legends. Is it so focused on PC that even if it managed to leave the fucking PC culture and go somewhere else, it'll never be as popular. like Valve is doing this all the fucking time with Counter-Strike, with Team Fortress, with all that stuff. So when Overwatch came out, and my first thought was, this reminds me of Team Fortress 2. There are people going, what's Team Fortress 2? Because guess what? Unless you're a PC person, you've never played Team Fortress 2, even though that was on the fucking Xbox in the orange box like a fucking generation prior. If you owned a 360 or a PS4, you probably never played it. And if you did, you played it for like 3 seconds and didn't enjoy it because it's so hard to get into, like League of Legends. There's such a community built around Team Fortress 2 that it's like, I can't fucking penetrate this. I don't fucking know anything here going on. But Overwatch just comes out, so you're on the ground floor, so you're there. You get to start the culture as opposed to trying to get into a fucking culture.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. I mean, like I says, Overwatch is one of those things where, like, I'm not saying I like the game either. I know I'm, going out of my way to kind of like. And by the way, let me turn this fucking phone off because I'm getting lots of notifications. I'm so sorry.
Turn off your notifications.
I know, Alan. I'm sorry. I apologize so very much, sir.
Gotta suck his dick now.
No, fuck you. And by the way, I can't find it because it's small. I don't know. Fuck you. Anyways, here's the thing, though. Talking about this, I will say that Overwatch is one of those games where I think that every time they come out with some new characters, whatever, like I just played their new character that basically heals and kills a shit ton of people, and it does make a complete difference in the game. And if you notice that roster at the very bottom of the page when you're picking your character and everything, it's like almost double the size it was before like all these updates came out.
Yeah,
which is
I know,
cool.
but
And you don't have to pay for any of them. None of them. It's always free. And that's something that no one else is doing. Can EA say that about any of their fucking games or Call of Duty or anybody? No. And that's the coolest thing about this too is like, we're talking shit and everything, but it's not like GoldenEye, I'll tell you that much. It's, it's one of those things too where I know Julian said that Battleborn's free apparently, which is fine.
Yeah, it went free to play because there's so little people that bought it that in order for that game to work, because it's a multiplayer game, you need to have a decently full lobby. So they went free to play as a way to fucking get people to play it, but nobody fucking got it.
Wait, what happened? Gaja, you say you play with ass?
No, look what Alan said. Who do you play, ass?
Hey man, we all out here playing with ass and eating ass.
I was wondering what the next. I was
it's
like,
an
I
ass
take it.
tactical type of stream.
Look, I'm gonna fucking because Girk said something in the fucking chat. He's like, he played Team Fortress 2, so I was asking him who do you play as, but I accidentally put too many fucking S's in there because I wanted to go in the fact that my favorite character is a character they'll never put in Overwatch because it would never work. Is the fucking Spy. The Spy is my favorite character, Team Fortress 2, and fucking who cares?
Yeah, you play with that Spy's ass.
You play with that booty hole. Fucking Alan, dude. That's awesome.
Hate all of you. I really don't like you guys.
Just make sure to use lube and properly.
Shut the fuck up.
That's fucking awesome. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, Julian saying Overwatch is totally different than those games. I don't think it's too different than Battleborn and fucking Paladins. I feel like they're very, very similar.
Yeah,
and they did come out
Paladin.
before. They did come out before Overwatch too. That's another thing people keep saying. It's like Overwatch is like the originator. No, it's not the fucking originator. Let's not say shit like that because
you
then
say that are the same people like, oh man, Black Panther was the best Marvel movie ever. Like,
No,
okay,
the best Black
I
movie.
can tell you just hopped onto the series.
okay, no. Black
I
Panther's
mean,
up there.
it's pretty up there.
Yeah.
No, but a best ever, like if people just jump into that right away and then they have no argument afterwards, you know what they're doing. They're just riding the mainstream dick, and that's pretty much what those people that say that about Overwatch
You have to
is.
consider
I
this
mean,
too, though.
that's the thing. It's like you could say the same thing about Avengers. People who hop on say Avengers is
Just
the best.
because I use that as an example does not mean I'm just counting the others, folks.
No, but I do gotta say one thing before you
I
get
got
that.
argue with you about this. Like, I'm ready.
No, I'm ready too because it's one of those things too. It's like
I
Avengers,
tuned y'all out.
The only reason why Avengers is actually is one of those movies that is considered the best and whatnot is because people that watch that movie that enjoy it are people that already like the fucking property. If you bring like your mom who hasn't seen any of this shit going into Avengers Infinity War, they're not gonna give a fuck about Thanos. You know how much fucking character development that character had in that movie?
Yeah, but
None.
you're walking into the fucking 10th movie of the series, or
Wow,
like
my
someone
point
or
is
19th movie of the series.
Because it's gone. I don't know where that point went anymore. I was going to try to bring it back, but now it's turned into
No,
a
that
about
dude, that is like walking into the
Right.
third Lord of the Rings, going, "This movie sucks. I don't get it." Like,
no, but like you can't. You that's the thing. Like we're not just like, oh well, it's not the best movie of all of them, but it's like, well, yeah, like if someone just watched these movies, like they're not gonna think Avengers is better than Black Panther because they don't know those characters. It's a fucking silly movie. You got a bunch of people in these.
That's my
suits.
point. It's the ignorance of not knowing the other expanded universes or different type of gameplay leads you to say that Overwatch is the best and is a reinventor because you don't have pre-knowledge of the stuff that's come before it.
Okay,
You just jumped into this. Man.
okay, again, but the whole point of going back is Overwatch might not necessarily have been the beginner, but it was the most popular even before it was launched. Because even before, because again, the reason Battleborn and Paladins had to launch beforehand is because Overwatch had so much groundswell prior to release. It had so much groundswell prior to release because they did betas and they did promotional stuff, and everyone was in love with the character designs. So even everyone, it immediately had recognizability. 2, Blizzard has an established fucking millions of fucking people because they play fucking Warcraft all the goddamn time. And I can't remember when Destiny came out, and that was also part of. Was that part? No, that's Activision. Never mind. But again, they had Warcraft, they had League of Legends, so they already had a huge fan base that was already excited for anything they're gonna fucking do. So there was no way anything was gonna fucking beat them. They already had the fucking best game ever made already because they had so many people that were willing to buy it. They fucking won.
I guess you're right. But here's the thing. Look, you both make points, and I'm sorry for firing you, but here's the thing, though. As much shit as you guys talked, I'm going to have a great time with you guys when we actually play this DLC that's going to be coming out. Or not DLC, it's actually some kind of fucking like thing they're doing.
Oh, yeah, character reveal. Fuck it.
Yeah, Overwatch Storm Rising runs from April 16th to May 6th.
Okay, why does this look like the Last Jedi screenshot?
No, this is the fucking. This is the Wolfenstein boardroom. You fucking go in and kill a bunch of Nazis.
If y'all look in the back, you can see a Nazi.
Would that be a bad thing? Would that be a bad thing, sir?
Yes, BJ Blazkowicz is now the new character in Overwatch.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. Is he a DJ? What the fuck? But I'm looking over here.
No, he's the main character.
No, he's a BJ. Close.
I'm looking at this though. I don't know what the fuck it means. Chase the truth. Like they're trying to act like they got some kind of story going on or some kind of reveal. We're not gonna have the fucking reveal. This is gonna be the only reveal they're gonna have is gonna be some kind of character, but there's not gonna be any storyline going on here. I mean,
no, because they do that all the time where they want to pretend that there's a story to this fucking universe. So they'll release a comic book that explains, oh, Tracer's actually, bi or light or whatever the fuck she is. Oh, this character actually does this. It just feels like catch up. They're like, oh man, we created a first-person shooter with no story mode and almost very little characterization. Keep releasing random shorts so people think that there's a universe established here, as opposed to us just creating things because we want to create a fucking ape that had like fucking powers and shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's gonna be cool. I really want you guys to play. I think that you guys watching us, if you guys want to come on, I'm gonna do a stream when that does happen, and I'll put our information like literally in the description. If you guys want to join the party, whatever the fuck, and we can play what.
Yeah, I put in my social security number, my fucking
my ID.
No, I have personal plans for that one.
Well, he doesn't even remember his own social security number.
Yeah, honestly, dude, you don't even remember your own fucking email.
I don't got to prove it. Prove it. Do you know it? Say it right now.
My social security? No, fuck
yeah.
No, email.
I legit thought I could get him for a second.
Okay, actually, email. Tell me, and no one can sign on to your shit. Just say your email out loud.
It's just my name, so like if I got that wrong, I'll be really high.
You do all the fucking time.
Yeah, we know. That's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Look, all right, I am Gary Schmivith. All right, I'm a good man. I'm a union man. Leave me alone.
I think you just said Garrett instead of Garrett too.
Gary Schmivith.
Kirk is saying Disney Plus.
Hey, that was racist.
For who?
From my people, the Smurf.
You won't fucking listen to him. Just move on.
Kirk is saying Disney Plus launches on November 12th, 2019 for $6.99 a month. So that's $69.99 a year. That's a lot of $6.99.
That's actually cheaper than it would be for 12 months. They're probably doing a promotional thing. Hey, buy for a year, pay now. You're only paying $70 as opposed to the fucking $80 that would be.
$69.99. Really?
Yeah, that's what got me kind of like, that's kind of
okay. So I actually heard about this. I think what they're trying to do is it's going to be promotional. So I think what they want to do is in order to get people to be interested in the streaming service, they got to do it cheaper because hey, guess what? But I'm afraid this is going to be like Movie Pass. But from what I've heard is they're going to start it off. I think probably the first year is going to be $69.99, and then they're going to bump it up the next year because they want to get people. They're going to want to get people on the fucking ground floor first. Like, hey, come in here, check out all these fucking shows that we're doing. We're moving a bunch of stuff on this platform, so there's content right away, and we're also doing it at a competitive price because we want to build infrastructure before we start charging the normal price.
That's nice, but I'm not paying for another streaming service. I will be stealing like everyone else.
You goddamn right.
Again, I was looking at this. Yeah. I mean, they don't really. Cause I'm looking over here, and they're bringing up the fact that they got the Mandalorian, Star Wars thing. They got some fucking the Hawkeye show, the Loki show, but none of this is actually.
The fuck was asking for that?
No. The thing is what they're doing is they're doing similar to the DC streaming service, in which all of the Disney movies that are randomly strewn across the internet for whatever fucking rights, they're going to put under one place. They've already established a fuck ton of live action TV shows.
Fucking Avenger. Hawkeye gets his own fucking show. I guess that.
I'll just let Jeff finish, I guess.
No, that actually makes me mad. Hawkeye, really? That's your moneymaker? Hawkeye? Yeah.
Look, Arrow has been on the fucking CW for 8 fucking years. I'm cool with another Archer
Who is
television
that?
show.
Who's Arrow? I don't know her. Anyway.
Green Arrow,
Who the
motherfucker.
fuck- Who the
And there's
fuck
also
is
a female
Hawkeye?
Green Arrow, so that
Who
kind of
the
works.
fuck is Hawkeye? I haven't seen him in a couple movies. All of a sudden, he just gets a series.
Look,
Get
the
the
one
fuck
Avengers
outta here.
movie he's not. The one Avengers movie he's not in, they lose.
He's trash.
The one. No, think about it. The one Avengers movie he's not in, they lose. They win in the first Avenger. They win against Ultron. They lost against Thanos. Guess who wasn't there to fight Thanos? Hawkeye.
Yeah, but looking at this though, one thing that's really
Don't
shocking
ignore me.
High School Musical brand.
To a fucking supernatural or whatever fight. Like, get the fuck out of
You
here.
would
He
rather
can
see
help.
that. You know that there's something there versus this shit. High School Musical brand. You're gonna fucking like put that into a TV show or even a movie series or whatever on this fucking thing. Who the
cares
fuck's
about
gonna go out of their way for that? Like, I don't understand how anyone can actually go out of their fucking way. Even children. Like, children know what quality is. Children's not gonna say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna watch High School Musical brand, any kind of movie or re-release of this because I want to see people fucking sing." Like, you want to see action.
I'll let you know right now. This isn't for children. This is for the, like I said, nostalgia, midlife crisis in their mid-20s motherfuckers that remember High School Musical to sit down their kids to and try to recapture childhood 10 years ago.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna point this out.
Really what it is. That's why it's becoming a series, and that's why it's trying to be run on the Disney XD. It's no different than the Full House series with the girl. No different than the fucking Raven-Symoné or that Raven reboot they did. It's just they're trying to cash nostalgia now. Y'all need to resist this shit so we can get some new shit.
Yeah, coming from the guy that was jerking off over the fucking Lion King remake.
Yeah, and you know what? My point still stands there.
You did not say a single negative thing about that entire fucking trailer.
Because y'all did. And it's because it's not your... Hold on. The only reason I didn't bash it is because I fucking didn't. I didn't have to. Y'all already bashing it. And not only that, Alan, you jerk off to every nostalgia thing that tickles your fancy.
Yes, I do, but I don't have the fucking basis that the shit is awful.
You really defended Shazam to a certain point because we were trying to call it out as tropes, and you're like, oh, well, you know, it was done nicely and it was done differently than other movies. You defend nostalgia a lot more.
Yes, I do defend nostalgia a lot more because I'm also not with the... You defend, like, the shit that you like, you won't fucking say a goddamn bad thing about. And don't use that bullshit that we said at first. And the second thing is, yes, I defend nostalgia because, again, we literally had this discussion on an Untitled Video Game Show. Go check it out. I can't fucking remember what game we were playing. No, we were playing South Park, the video game, where we had this discussion. Is the reason that I'm fine with this kind of shit, not High School Musical, I'll rant about that in a minute, is because the shit that I'm getting, I'm enjoying. Is because I feel like the quality of the product is good. Something like Cobra Kai, which is basically like, hey, do you remember the fucking Karate Kid? That could have been awful. If that was awful, I'd be right with you saying this is some trash. I can't believe they're doing this. They should have done something else. But it was fucking amazing because there's good quality behind it. I don't know if the Hawkeye thing is going to be good quality. It probably might be. It could also be garbage. Who fucking knows? Judge it based on the fucking quality, and if you don't like something, don't fucking support it. I've always said that from the very beginning of the MCA to the day Dick shoots me for saying some stupid shit about Mortal Kombat.
Did you say Dick will shoot you?
I mean,
all over your face.
I mean, Dick is eventually going to shoot him.
Every time I have a point, it's like neat. Every time I have a fucking point, I feel like someone just fired a bullet. It's like, I'm going to keep making my point, then randomly just get fucking hit.
I'm trying to listen in, but then when you say, like, Dick will shoot me, like, I'm trying to just, like, huh?
And on that bullet, it jet.
Though, bro. Like, don't blame us.
No, fuck you. I'll blame you specifically.
You were the gunman.
Don't trust anyone, not even yourself. But my point is that if it's good, that's why people enjoy this stuff, is because they feel that there's a certain level of quality. No one's going to sit there and watch a garbage fucking movie. You might not like it, but a garbage quality fucking movie. Trust me, we have the after hours. You want to see a garbage fucking movie. There's situations where it's like, hey, Nick might not like a certain Marvel movie because of whatever, or you might not like a certain Marvel because of tropes and quality. But there's a fucking huge difference between the garbage that we fucking remember of superheroes and the stuff now. There is a quality difference.
There isn't. Like, literally, Shazam was straight out of a Disney Channel movie.
And it wasn't necessarily a good fucking movie.
That's my problem, though, is you're only getting wrapped up in, like, hey, it was enjoyable for me, so it's all right. That's why you didn't, like, you bashed the Lion King, because you weren't a fan of the Lion King series to that much to agree to be like, okay, I'm going to give this a chance, because who knows, I'm a fan.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck about the Lion King.
Yeah, just because it's not your nostalgia, you're not defending it. My point is, even my nostalgia of the Lion King, and he's trying to say that I'm defending and equating to Overwatch. Good. I like how Julian's just reaching like the fantastic.
I don't know what the fuck Julian's talking about, by the way.
I don't know how long you guys are gonna last with this, but I'm gonna go get a brat. So while you guys are going, I'll be gone.
All right, you're gonna get a what?
You go ahead and finish your hair.
No. What the fuck is a brat?
I don't know. Let me finish my point. God damn. But when it comes to the fucking point that Julian's trying to make, that I like the Lion King remake, I liked it because I enjoyed it as a kid and it's a nostalgia trigger for me. But at the end of the day, it is literally doing the same fucking pattern of trying to get everyone to watch nostalgia products. And at the end of the day, that's all we're gonna all fucking see. Let's say if I want to go see a movie that day, that's another big movie that's coming out for the same day as Lion King to try to protest. There's not another movie that's probably not based off another fucking property or something that's been based off something from the 70s and 80s. That's how much this shit has grown over time, to that no one has noticed this shit and just more focused on like, hey, well, this Heath Ledger was better than the past Heath Ledger. Like, I like, Joaquin Phoenix better than, Heath Ledger's Joker. You're just looking more into like how much I can enjoy the product for itself than realizing the overall trend that you're being sold.
Okay, but the thing is,
problem with it. It doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the movies. It's the fact that you're being sold a trend over and over again that's allowing movies like Shazam to get slid through because we're all just going to wait 4 more months for the next Avengers film.
No, okay, but the thing is, you're saying they're discounted. Like, as soon as someone writes Disney on it, they're gonna fucking watch it. Solo fucking with financial failure.
You just said that about Overwatch. No. They put BioWare on it, released a few tasers, and they all jumped on the game and bought.
Yes, but
Overwatch.
they stuck there. They stuck there because of the quality of the fucking game. When I talk shit about Overwatch, it is a perfectly functional fucking game. It doesn't fucking crash or break your fucking consoles. It does everything it's supposed to do. I just think it's up its own goddamn ass. But just because this fucking... What are you doing? Are you dancing and jiving right now? I feel like you're like dancing during my fucking review. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm looking at Michael Jackson right now. Like, sir, you didn't share that popcorn. That shit is delicious.
Yeah, it looks really good, actually.
But again, like, look at Dumbo. I don't think that movie's gonna make its fucking. That movie just crossed over $200 million on a $180 million budget. That's pretty bad. Solo, I don't think ever made its fucking money back. Like, there are these products that are made from this that aren't good quality because some people are just going to go for the nostalgia gap. I'm not saying that doesn't fucking exist. What I'm saying is the stuff that's good is the stuff that needs to be fucking celebrated. I don't give a flying fuck about Lion King in any way, shape, or form. I don't think it looks like a bad product. I think Aladdin looks like garbage. Aladdin looks like literal trash. Whereas the Lion King trailer, I can see the quality there. It seems like someone actually tried to make something good out of this. Is it going to be good? I don't fucking know. I'll wait for you to watch it 8 fucking times in theaters because you're going to fucking support the shit you like because that's how it works.
That is like, you are literally just overstepping my point every time I try to make it and just goes right back to the quality of film. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the overall marketing trend. It has nothing to do with the quality of films.
Yes, it does. Because the reason this happens is because of the trend.
I got my bra. Are you guys still going?
Anyway, yes, we are. The reason trends happen is because...
How do you guys not know what a brat is?
I don't fucking know what it is, man.
A German sausage.
I don't eat that. I'm Arab.
Good damn, you don't have to be fucking German to eat a German
I
sausage.
mean, you can't be Muslim and eat a sausage, though.
There you go, if you want.
So he does got a point.
Fuck all y'all. Any fucking way. The reason trends happen is because somebody does something that's popular, and then it just skyrockets it. That's
now we can argue that, because how many fucking things have become a trend just for the marketing value, and how many people push it out?
Yeah, that happens all the fucking time, though. That's been happening forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. This is part of that. It's easier marketing to sell people something they actually enjoy from the fucking childhood than to create something new and try to.
But this has been happening forever. This has been happening since the dawn of existence. This
no,
is happening now.
It hasn't been, Alan. It's actually gotten worse now in our time growing up.
No, you're only saying that because you fucking live here. You don't fucking remember. Do you remember the trilogies? Every movie has to be a trilogy.
I'm using historical reference. Even the trilogies were based off original content. The original Star Wars trilogy wasn't based off of Star Wars, the Marvel comic.
But that started a space fucking trend, though. Because of Star Wars, that started a fucking space trend in which every fucking movie for like a decade was space related.
It started just fucking trying to copy Star Wars and follow beat by beat Star Wars, which eventually killed the space trend for a little while. That's my point. This is all based off of shitty marketing, off of something that was that had originality, that actually sparked up curiosity, and people just came and copied the fuck out of it later.
But again, how many of those fucking space garbage things that came out actually were good? Or not just cash grabs. Shazam, is that a cash grab? Was that not done well? Yes. Was there stuff good about it? Sure. I'll defend the good stuff and I'll talk shit with Nick and y'all about the bad shit. But there's also good stuff that comes out of any fucking trend, and the better the stuff is, the more likely people are going to go to fucking support it more. That's why people are talking shit about Dumbo, because it's not fucking good. Solo wasn't fucking good either. I don't know what's fucking happening. I don't know how much money Beauty and the Beast made, but I doubt they're going to make another one of those. It's like we see where people are putting their fucking money. That's what talks more than anything is what movies are you going to sit there and watch?
I mean, all I know is I'm typing and I'm having fun. Me and the chair just having a good time. But I will say that when you guys have a chance, you guys should join us in Overwatch. That's all. That's all.
Oh yeah, we have a gaming show. We just spent the last like 10 minutes arguing about like media.
I don't even know what the fuck you guys are arguing about.
I mean, we've argued about the fucking nostalgia and video game too. So this is just a problem with a lot of fucking media trends, especially at the moment.
That is true.
It's weird because like I don't even disagree with the situation. This is an issue, but I'm willing to support what works. I'm willing to support quality, and I'll always support quality.
Beauty and the Beast is getting a sequel. The one with the fucking the remake from
Seriously, the live action one?
No, Jesus.
Didn't that bomb?
I don't think it bombed, but I knew it was like everyone hated it, but I don't think it bombed.
Yeah,
it's getting a reimagining with the
reimagining. Basically, we're gonna recast Belle.
Basically, they're no wait, Beauty and the Beast. No, I'm thinking of Cinderella.
Oh, Cinderella's something different. No, okay,
I get my Disney princesses mixed up.
Yeah, because I was thinking when I looked this up right now too, it's just coming up some kind of Christmas version. So I don't know if that's what she's talking about. But I will say though, Cinderella getting a fucking remake is completely unnecessary. They've had so many. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
That actually was the start of the fucking live action trend that Disney's been doing. Cinderella came out moderately budget, moderately advertised, and it made like $600 million. And they're like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, and apparently Camila Cabello is going to be cast as Cinderella, which I mean,
God, I can't stand her, and she can't sing.
Well, I mean, you do know that she's probably just going to be the person that walks around and goes, but like, there's going to be an actual singer.
The only reason they cast her is because they want her to sing. That shit's going to be awful.
I don't think
is it going to be better than auto-tuning Emma Watson?
Yeah.
Honestly, it might as well be the fucking same.
Dude, that brat looks, I was about to say smells. Holy shit, say it right, you motherfucker. That shit sounds delicious.
You're smelling it through my mic, by the way.
Yeah, probably. They should do that.
Yeah, we somehow converted sound to smell.
They should do that. Would that be a bad idea? Would you be against that? Would you not buy that?
Yeah, I would not buy that. What are you, crazy?
No, I don't know. I might be crazy after this fucking discussion. Here's the thing, though. We're going to get into the fucking gameplay and everything. But yeah, remakes are fucking stupid. That sounds like shit. I do not want that to happen. But it's all good. It's time to get into goddamn Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. And this intro, I will say, is pretty cool. I was going to ask you guys, what did you feel about them showing such an important death at the very beginning of the fucking game? Like, the whole Liu Kang situation. I'll start with you, Alan.
It was... actually something that always kind of bugged me. Not necessarily character. It's fucking Mortal Kombat. If I was upset about character deaths, I wouldn't have booed the fucking game up. Is that apparently these two random motherfuckers that Liu Kang has kicked their asses a bunch of times apparently are the most powerful people in the universe because they work together.
Mm-hmm.
Like that always bugged me. I'm like, wait. The only reason you guys didn't do anything is because you never hung out? How are you guys getting your ass kicked by this guy that just sits in his underwear all fucking day and staring at fucking waterfalls?
Well, he's not in his underwear.
Motherfucker, I don't care. He's wearing his fucking, like, he's not wearing a fucking shirt and he's staring at fucking waterfalls all goddamn day long. And this guy managed to beat you 100 fucking times, but hey, guess what? We work together. That's like fucking, I don't even know how to fucking describe how stupid that fucking is. I literally have nothing in my head to describe how dumb of an analogy that is. I'm trying to combine two things in my head right now, but I can't fucking think.
So angry about everything.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude, that's been bugging me for like 10 years.
Why?
Cause dude, they beat Liu Kang and Shao Kahn, arguably the most powerful people next to the Elder Gods, just by working together for once. This has been like the 6th game in the series, not counting the spin-offs.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, like, I love these characters so much. Like, they can pretty much do no fucking bad, in my opinion, now. But it's like,
oh god.
I think that, like, at this point, maybe though, sometimes people just kind of get overly mad at some of like the death. Like, I remember people were really pissed off about Mortal Kombat 9 and all the death scenes that happened in that fucking game, which is kind of crazy as well. But yeah, man, like, Ganja, did you ever get bothered by some of the deaths, like the actual, like, not just like the fatalities or whatever, but like the actual deaths that happened in the Mortal Kombat games?
Oh hell no, that was the fun part of these fucking games. I was a little sadistic when it came to these games, man. I like the idea of the more brutal fatalities, especially with characters that consider themselves actually true evil. I think my favorite was the Lizard Kill. I forget which number it was, but his fatality was he basically bit the head off of his opponent. And to me, I felt that was something that I would see happen in some type of weird fucking like combat scenario like this, where people are fighting to the death. Like, no, especially if it's like something brutal where you have like monsters and demons that don't have no sense of humanity or emotional empatheticness towards people. Like, they will do brutal stuff to each other in terms of like killing. So it never bothered me in any sense. It's kind of like when it comes to horror films. Like, yeah, if I go to see a horror film, especially if it's one that's really built up around gore and murder, I have to be ready to expect that someone's going to get fucked up really badly, and possibly for no reason at all. And that's kind of how I see with the Mortal Kombat series. At least then you have the guise of it's a tournament fighter, so it gives you a pass like, hey, man, you lost because you suck.
Yeah. I don't know. Right now, by the way, my fucking screen's all fucked up. So sorry, people. I'm going to mess around with like the font to see if you guys
I
can.
love this, like 4080 by set like 200p or whatever the fuck you name it.
Oh yeah, what the fuck was that?
You almost
attempt?
had something going there.
What was the attempt that you were trying to
4080,
say?
whatever that is.
I kept trying to go lower as I went over.
No, because he was trying to fucking say like you just said 480p, man. You don't gotta add extra shit.
4080p by times 2 times 3
They're
divided
trying
by
to fucking
5, multiplied by Nintendo.
This guy's trying to fucking sound out a mathematical equation just to get a fucking like resolution going.
Really quick, I was gonna ask the chat or even you guys. I don't know any of the fatalities.
Don't ask me.
I don't fucking, dude. Honestly, I barely knew combos.
Chat, if you can help me out, chat, I would love you so much if you can actually post a fatality for Scorpion that I can actually do this shit with. I'm
I
playing.
mean, if you can actually read it.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah,
But here, use
bad.
this. What is that?
I have no idea.
You know, it's weird. I don't remember hearing people complaining about the canon kills in Mortal Kombat 9 because did anybody? Oh yeah, no, they killed out half the cast. Never mind. Because I was always wondering. One thing that always kind of made me a little bit like I was just like shaking my head at the Mortal Kombat 10 story, even though I love it. Is nobody's dying in this fucking movie or this fucking video game. There is like, except for the fact like Scorpion, like when he kills fucking Quan Chi, everyone's so shocked. I'm like, you're shocked that Scorpion killed somebody.
But that was one of the things that was wrong with that game, man. Like, that game had lots of fucking issues. God damn, it's fucking hard.
I get Shinnok and Quan Chi confused so fucking much.
Yeah, you actually fucked that up earlier today.
No,
Like, they both look the goddamn same to me.
not really. Like
they do
Shinnok's
not
like
at
a
all.
purple outfit with
Yeah,
the
they
hair.
do.
Like
They look the
they
goddamn
look
same.
nothing alike, man.
Aren't they both bald-headed and like
No,
fucking
they're
gray?
not. Shinnok's the god of death. He has like fucking horns and like a purple outfit. Like Quan Chi looks like fucking Kratos.
Okay, so what, like, like maybe I was thinking about Shinnok when I was thinking about Quan Chi. Like, they both are evil motherfuckers. Like, I don't care.
I mean, yeah, they're both evil, but they look completely
They're both
different.
doing the same goddamn thing. So just like, okay, like.
No, they're not. They're completely.
Yes, they are. They're both
they're
fucking
not. They're
evil,
doing different shit.
evil bastards.
They're
And
basically
they're
the
like
same.
in every game together.
They don't
Like,
look the
almost every
same, but
game
they are the
fucking
same.
game.
Like, as far as characters.
I was talking to Nick earlier about this. It's something that always bothers me is when characters have drastically different character designs every single game, where there doesn't seem to be any level of consistency. And I was specifically talking about Katana, where in every single Mortal Kombat game, she has had a completely diverse, unique look. In every way, shape, and form. To the extent where in Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, when she shows up, she has a distinct look from that game, and then at the very end, they do a hyper-realistic cutscene to which she looks completely fucking different. Every fucking game. She is the Black Widow of the Mortal Kombat universe because she's never had a consistent look.
All this motherfucker has to do is just take out the goddamn helmet. He basically be the same damn character. I'm so mad now. You guys really had me thinking, like, yeah, these guys are completely different. Like, no, they're not.
Allie, stop calling us. Allie.
Turn off your notifications.
Yo,
No.
I'm actually glad it's happening because we can talk about what's going on. Google Hangouts is fucking up. Apparently, it crashed on them, and both him, Trey, and someone else were trying to start it up again, and it just kept crashing. So they had to have Allie do it. I don't know what's going on now because everybody that I talk to is unknown. I'm unknown now, and I think they're going to be moving over to the next. What is it called? What is the next Google app that they're moving it over to? Now?
I don't know, but I don't think it's. I don't think they're giving it access. I think it's Stadia. I think they're trying to integrate that into Google's new like streaming service.
Oh, that might be something even better. You never know.
Yeah, but it's going to be associated with that platform as opposed to the app it is now. I'm working on making a Discord server. I just had to test it out to make sure everything kind of comes clear. Because we were chilling with Ruthless the other day, and he managed to fix... Kind of the only problem I had was I felt like the voice chat just didn't work because people would randomly cut out. But apparently it's something called a noise gate, and I guess whenever people talk, is if we talk too loud, is it'll just cut off. So we're able to fix that up. So we'll test it out this weekend, and that's probably where we're gonna do the shows.
Yeah. And if there's any other places that you guys think we should try to do the shows, or even do something close to how we do with the after hours, make sure to let us know in the chat. I know there's many equivalents to what you call it, Rabbit.
The after hours is not a problem because we could just use Rabbit. The after hours like that won't be a problem because people talk on the Rabbit. But I'm talking about one for us doing the show and two just for us communicating because. Like, most people use Facebook Messenger, but we know a bunch of people that don't have Facebook, so we use Hangouts because everyone has an email. That's all you really need. You're not putting any more information than an email you can just make randomly. So it's not really that much of a problem. We just need something similar. And Discord's pretty, like, Discord has everything. Hey, the fucking picture sending is great. The texting is great. I had problems with the sound, but it seems like we fixed that problem, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
So does it show video?
You can screen share really well, and it works. It actually works a lot better than Google Hangouts.
Okay, damn. All right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This weekend, when I have some free time, we should probably just all get into Discord and just play around with it.
Yeah. So I forgot about the whole weapon usage of this fucking game, but it's not great. Yeah, because it has its own combo thing too.
So for people that don't fucking never played a Mortal Kombat game past 9, depending on your opinion, if you're missing out or not, one of the things that Mortal Kombat always tried to do is it tried to be different than other games. Sometimes to its own fucking downfall. And one of the things that it did was adding weapon combos. So every character in the game had a unique weapon associated with them. Bull Rider had a bow, Scorpion had swords for some fucking reason. Yeah. Sub-Zero also had swords, but it was made out of ice because of course it's made out of ice. But as soon as you equipped the sword, it had a completely different weapon combo. And these were intricate as fuck. These weren't like, oh, press X, X, Y, B. These were like, press X, L, R, R, like, down, up, right. I'm like, these are so overtly complicated that most people, I don't think anyone ever fucking used them because of how complicated they were.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking over here in the chat too. Tay saying Discord's cool, so that's pretty good. Kirk saying, when did they start adding weapons? Yeah, like it was Deadly Alliance. Or no, Mortal Kombat 4. It was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 4 did it, and the thing is though is that Mortal Kombat 4 did it where you could pick them up off the floor. But you couldn't actually like come into the game with your weapon already intact. So.
Oh yeah, because they did that in MK X, I think, or is it 9? There was one of those ones where you could pick up like environmental like stuff like that, where you can throw something at somebody or you can pick up a weapon from the environment, which is okay. It's a way to change it up and make it less competitive. It's just like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna have fun with it.
Exactly. I know. I think you can impale people too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gondra was saying his semen maybe looking
like this. Wow, you want to restart that sentence?
No, it says his semen. Like he literally says it, like semen. Like
oh wow, you're not even kidding. Holy shit.
Yeah, because
I thought you fucked up.
Something was happening about cum before this. I was like, what the fuck is happening in that goddamn chat?
Just ignore the fucking chat.
No, I cannot ignore the chat. I love the chat very much. What you call it? I know that the war between Ganja and Julian continue.
Yeah, apparently, because like you asked a question about deaths and Ganja answered the question. Julian goes, Ganja, you didn't answer the question. It's like. Yes, he fucking did.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Let me see. Yeah, I know. I fucking lost. This thing's fucking hard, yo. Like, and I think I didn't even sign onto my fucking profile. Yep, I didn't even sign into my profile. Jesus Christ.
Did I just talk about how much I fucking hate Bull Rider?
Yeah, I like Bull Rider, like, cause I think drunken boxing is cool, but yeah, he's way too gross. But like,
all he does is fucking fart and fucking puke for his fucking.
Yeah, I know that's the thing I don't like about it. But I think drunken boxing is fucking like incredible as a fighting style.
Yeah, because they got a character like that in Tekken, I believe, who is like perfect, or was it Dead or Alive? I can't remember. Yeah, but they have a character like that, and basically, like, yeah, he's fine. This character is so fucking annoying.
Hey, one thing, Mortal Kombat like 9 and 10 have gone too serious. They gotta go back to how stupid this series was. And Nick, what did they have in here? Is it Mortal Kombat Chess? Or Mortal Kombat? Yeah.
Yeah, this one is just the conquest thing where basically you had to do the combos and whatnot.
Do they don't have a stupid minigame?
No, they do not.
Oh, we gotta find one with a stupid minigame. For people that don't remember that only played 9 and 10, Mortal Kombat for the longest time had stupid ass minigames. Yeah, I'm talking about Battle Chess. I'm talking about Battle Tetris. They even had a kart racer in one of them.
Oh shit, Emlong, put your face.
I miss Mortal Kombat kart racing.
I was gonna put this right here. Don't hit me, wow, the computer's actually being pretty fucking nice to me right now. Thank you, computer. Little bitch. But anyways, no, yeah, chess combat was my favorite, man. And puzzle combat, I didn't think was going to be good, and I gave that a shot, and I was like, okay, that shit's actually pretty fucking.
Yo, I fell in love with fucking Mortal Kombat Tetris.
Dude, yes. I played that all the time. It's a great Tetris game. That's the hilarious part. And then you get to just see random like blood and gore. It's like, It's fucking awesome. I never got a chance to play Mortal Kombat Kart Racing. I want to play Mortal Kombat Kart Racing. Mortal Kombat games are going too serious. We gotta go back to some stupid shit.
It's like Mario Party only that when you use a green shell, like the characters just fucking explode.
Mario Party Mortal Kombat would be the best fucking thing ever.
Dude, people who had that game did not fucking like that at all. Julian's saying Mortal Kombat is fucking stupid. Wait, are you talking shit about the entire genre in general?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, it is stupid.
It fucking is.
I mean, just try to lie to itself and try to say, hey, man, this is like fucking the best storyline ever, the best voice acting.
Okay. It's doing that now with 9 and 10. We're like, okay, guys, forget about the stupid shit. We're gonna try to make this a bit more serious. I think it's
don't like that. I really
don't mind it because it's good quality, but like, I kind of want Mortal Kombat Tetris back.
No,
because I think that defeats the whole purpose of these games. Like, I think a lot of people look at these games, and especially Mortal Kombat because it has more of a serious vibe in terms of the brutality and the aesthetics of the buildings. Always try to make more realistic so people don't see it as a cartoony video game. Like we would say Dead or Alive series, where it's more of an anime fighter type of game. So people let that get away more with more cartoony and dumb shit. So people expect like this grandiose story from Mortal Kombat, where it's on the level of God of War. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, that's never been the point of the series. The point of the series is to give you a decent to good combat game where you can play with your friends on multiplayer and just fuck around and just do the most glorious kills with each other. And now maybe later on they're like, hey, man, let's make the levels actually playable and enjoyable for people. Add mini games so you got a reason to increase your strength or increase your coinage.
You need your help.
Like,
the thing is,
God,
that's your site?
Hold on, we'll help you out. Hold on.
Oh god, well we already fucked that up because it's not.
No, I didn't.
Last one.
The last one to the. I don't know if it's your right or my right though.
Well, which
triangle.
Yeah, triangle.
Yeah, Chet.
Okay. The thing is I always hate that idea of the series was never this. Series adapt. Series change over time. Keeping a consistency like characters, fighting style, gore, aesthetics. That's important, but differentiating and changing a series and trying to change up maybe the tone or maybe what you're trying to go for. Why is she in a disco outfit?
Her titties are all out in the snow.
I'm noticing that the fucking the YouTube wasn't working, so I'm gonna fix this really quick, y'all.
Oh, it's clear now. I can see clearly now. The fuzz is gone.
But anyway, something I was saying is that
I can see all fatalities in my way.
He says, "Ignore me anyway." I'm sorry, Zone Blade. Jesus. It's still not
JP,
working.
we literally wished you happy birthday earlier. Did you miss that?
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way, you son of a bitch.
Happy birthday.
Like, that's why I don't mind Mortal Kombat switching because again, the quality is good. That's why people like the MK9 story mode was so good that every fighting game company ever started freaking out and adding a story mode to the same level of Mortal Kombat in. Now, there's some things like Tekken that always had a elaborate ass story mode, but Tekken's been one of those games that sells a lot but no one ever talks about. Like, it's a popular ass game, but like it's kind of a quiet seller.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing about but Street Fighter almost got this like that development got fucking fucked up because they're like, wait, what do you mean people actually want cutscenes in a story? We should just do arcade mode and tell everyone to go fuck themselves. Now we have to actually make a story. And then what was it? Check out Mortal Kombat. Marvel vs. Capcom had to do a fucking story, and that caused a lot of problems. Like, so many game companies have to actually put legit stories in now because Mortal Kombat changed up what they were known for.
But is that a problem now?
No, it's not. I think every game, honestly, if every game, the fighting game had the same level of story that 9 and 10 had, I'd probably play more fighting games if just for the story.
That's my problem. That's not the point of fighting games, though. Like, everybody's trying to turn everything into a fucking Hollywood movie.
But things change, though. Okay, Mortal Kombat 9 and 10 are still... Okay, if you'd never played the fucking story mode, they are still incredibly good fucking fighters with incredibly deep characters. They also have the arcade mode still. You can still do the arcade mode, which is what it always was. And you gotta understand, Mortal Kombat always tried to do a fucking weird-ass story mode. We're just playing Conquest a second ago. There is actual story in Mortal Kombat. They just never really gave a shit about it. They just shat it out. But now they're actually putting effort into these cutscenes and story that we're actually getting a good quality fucking material out of this.
Sub-Zero's old ass.
Oh, which one? Because every fucking time they kill Sub-Zero, he has a twin brother.
Yeah, but then again, they do bring... No, but by hand, the main grandmaster of the entire Lin Kuei, he actually came back, and he was a robot. People always say, like, oh, they got a robot now. And it's like, well, they brought him back.
How many fucking variations of fucking Scorpion and Sub-Zero do they need? They got all these other characters that they're not developing and shit. But anyway, how about this robot Sub-Zero?
I know. We also got Robot Smoke.
Which is a great character. People love him, especially when he was paired up with Noob Saibot. That was actually really fucking cool.
Noob Saibot is my favorite character I'll never play. I just like the aesthetics. He looks really cool.
Wait, favorite character you never play? What the fuck?
Look, I like how he looks. His aesthetic is cool. The way he sounds cool. His powers are cool. I just don't like playing as him.
Man, you could give Alan like a really good like pretty meal, and if it's shitty, he'll just be like, "It was pretty though."
Kirk is saying Mario Party like Mortal Kombat game would be fun, but don't see it selling. I think it would sell pretty well, but I'm
not saying on its own.
I'm
not saying on its own. I'm saying Mortal Kombat 11 should have a party mode in which you pick 4 characters with your buddies, and you're just doing stupid ass mini games where Scorpion and Sub-Zero have to just do like fucking like block puzzles or some stupid shit.
And the winner gets basically a 3-way fatality.
I thought you were saying just a 3-way.
Not yet.
Oh man, no. I don't know, man. I don't like any of these fucking mini games. I mean, chess was cool, but like sometimes it gets a little silly. That Mortal Kombat shit, I know you want to play, dude, but it was fucking awful.
I know, but
hold on. Mortal Kombat is silly, Julian. But Overwatch with a giant talking Magilla gorilla, that is like some deep.
No, man, that's so original and serious and amazing.
I like Dumbo silly doo-doo shit.
A DJ on roller skates, bro. Like that is stupid as fuck too.
Oh, don't forget about the fucking robot turret that has a bird that controls it, I think.
Oh, that's just you.
I fucking hate that character so goddamn much. I don't give a shit he has a bird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought lots of the character designs in Overwatch are actually pretty cool. And he's saying that there's going to be Overwatch Lego sets, which obviously, if they're going to have Lego sets over the fucking game, obviously that these character designs are pretty cool. And their abilities
Dude, they got Lego for everything, man. They got Lego Harry Potter.
Wait, that's a huge character-based fucking thing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but 90% of the characters wear black robes. Like,
Zone Blade and Chasing, just like how Smash Brothers wasn't intended to be a fighting game. No, I thought it was that's so not.
Okay, so originally when Smash Bros came out, it was in response to fighting games because he always felt that fighting games community, and this has always been what he's believed, is that fighting game communities are really hard to get into. Because these people, like, there's a culture associated with it, and it's so hard to get into that it's like, unless you're really good, you're just going to get kind of kicked out, and it's just, yeah, it's just hard for you to fucking really get good before you just get blown out. So when he created Smash Bros, he's like, I want to just create something that resembles a fighting game, but I want it to just be a party game. Smash Bros is originally a party game. That's why it's so weird, and there's items, and you throw shit, and there's explosions, there's 4 people, and it's fucking nuts. It just later became a fighting game because there's actually a lot of physics. Like, it's one of those things where it's not just stupid. There's a lot of physics associated with the actual characters. Like when you hit with Mario and you hit him to the side of the fireball, based on how far he's gonna go is how much damage he has. If he's at 0, he's gonna go a certain amount of feet. If he's at 10, he's gonna go a little bit further. So there's so many physics behind there. So people just started equating, instead of doing combos like X, X, B, Y, and you do a cool combo. If I just hit this person to the left, I know they're going to be in the air for 10 seconds. I fire a blast, he'll land on that blast, go up, and then I can slam him down. People were creating their own combos based on physics. So it became a fighting game despite itself.
So I only got one question because I took a quick bong hit. Who the fuck are you, Nick?
I'm Shane Soon.
Are you sure? Because it looks like you're fighting Michael Jackson right now.
Well, Shane Soon's on the right.
Who the fuck's Havado? Or is that Mavado?
Mavado, yeah.
Isn't that the one dude from The Matrix that you're playing as?
You know what they're trying to? Well, I'm playing as Shane Soon. He's
fucking
right, but...
Jesus Christ! I'm playing a JoJo character.
You better get this.
Oh
you better get
God.
this shit.
I don't know what to do.
Well, I haven't heard of either one of these characters, so I don't know.
Do the fatality, bitch.
I don't know how to do one. I need people to
You
help
a
me.
hoe.
Fuck, just down, X, Y. Fuck, I don't care.
Okay. Not everything can be solved with down, X, Y.
Exactly.
Yes, it can.
My down, X, Y killed my grandmother. I just got so quiet there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want us to laugh?
Well, because down, X, Y didn't actually kill my grandmother. She's fine. Oh, wait, no, she's not. She's actually dead.
Wow,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Who are you apologizing to right now?
Oh, to God, I don't know.
Oh, he's done banning your ass.
Holy shit, that was the worst thing I ever fucking said.
Nah, she's done.
Who's
God damn, I was trying not to laugh because that was so bad. He said some stupid shit right now.
Nick is a man of truly many talents.
I
That's all
can't
I'm
do
saying.
this right now. He says up, down,
totally...
up, down, triangle. All right,
Oh,
see, Kurt, thank you so much, man, for helping me out, brother. I won't be able to do this on Mola, but I'll try.
See, down. You see, that's what I said.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh,
What the fuck is a Moloch? What is this thing?
Gee, this thing's whooping my fucking.
Okay,
fuck.
do you remember the
Kick it in the dick!
Okay.
Kick it in the dick!
I don't know if you remember playing the original like first couple Mortal Kombats, but one of the enemies in like, do you remember the stage like I think it's Goro's lair where you see a bunch of yellow eyes?
What?
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. And then that's Moloch in the background.
Yeah, that's a Moloch in the back. Basically, for Goro's stage, it was like the underground area, like the torture chamber, and you would see these sewer grates, these large sewer grates, and you'd see yellow eyes staring at you. And that was like for like 3 games. I was like, hey, what are those? What are those? What are those? And he's like, well, they're Morlocks, and Ed Boon just said, fuck it, made a playable character. Mortal Kombat is one of those always been. It's like the wrestling of fighting games, where it's so influenced based on fan like feedback. Like they'll add characters based on what the fans want. They'll change things based on what the fans want. They'll do extra shit.
To get that Shaggy.
Didn't somebody do concept art for that shit though?
Yeah, it looked really good though.
Yeah. No, somebody fucking modded it into Jump Force.
Jesus.
Jump Force, man.
Oh my god. Oh.
Dude,
I just want to shout out Jump Force for being so dumb that they left their open source code out. That people are just modding the fuck out their game.
I think they did that on purpose.
I'm pretty sure that increased the sales.
Yeah, from 0 to 5.
Yeah.
Yo, I literally seen the new Leon S. Kennedy character.
Wait, they put Leon in it?
Yeah, and he was flying, doing comic and Hans. It was great.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like they did that with Street Fighter, where they put a bunch of Smash Bros. Characters, like they just modded in, like, and they actually do very well. But it's like, what power sets do you pick for these characters? Like, why does Leon have a Kamehameha?
Does?
Yeah, it's like they're not even a fan of whatever the shit it came from.
I
Because,
mean,
like, he's never done that.
You're not gonna go out your way to model a pistol and add gunfight physics.
They did that with fucking Master Chief.
Ah, fucking.
What? For what?
Yeah. They fucking had his gun would fire the Kamehameha blast.
He beat your ass.
He did, dude. I'm doing the same
You
fucking
gotcha.
move to him and everything. Solid as the same.
No, he didn't get his that beat that bad. Like he at least got one kill in.
Who should I use?
Titties.
Go ahead and use Shinnok up there in the corner.
That's
Nico.
Quan
Yeah, use
Chi.
Nico. Oh, that's you. I thought the
I
girl.
told you that's Shinnok.
It's not.
Shidok?
Oh my god. What the fuck happened to Quan Chi? Is he on meth?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Solid is
Holy
saying he forgot
shit.
that the weird stances were in this game. Yeah. Are you talking about like the actual stance? Or are you talking about like the different fighting styles? Because the fighting styles I think are still pretty cool, and I wish they would bring them back a little bit.
Okay. I actually like what MK10 did, where you get to choose a fighting style, and that would change a certain amount of your special combos. Because something that I can't do in fighting games is, press back Y to be in a different stance, and then you get to 3 hits. I'm like, man, I can't do that shit mid-fight. Like, I just want to press like 3 or 4 fucking buttons. That's probably why I got into Smash Bros. So, Nick, try hitting him and not getting hit.
Fuck you, bitch.
Ooh,
God damn.
he called you a bitch. Thank you, Kurt.
Also, Nick, do you know how to block?
Yeah, I do.
Oh shit, do you got something to say? I see what you're doing here, Diaz. I see.
What?
You got the 3 chats now on the screen. Oh, that shit's pretty.
You just really see
Yeah,
this?
now you have 3 different people, or 3 different fucking chats, knowing how much you don't know how to block.
You're a couple
Are
weeks
you
late
Look,
there.
all I know is once I was blind, now I can see.
Wait, Nick, are you like the Rocky of Mortal Kombat right now, where you're just gonna never block a single fucking blow?
No, I'm trying to hit him too, but like just hitting it can do anything, cause it's fucking me up. I don't know any moves. I'm hitting triangle. It doesn't even do anything. God damn.
You're about to get fucked.
Can this enemy even really be defeated, or is it one of those stupid fucking enemies that does nothing?
No, he can be defeated. He can be defeated. He can be defeated. He can be defeated.
As long as he doesn't attack me, I'll...
Damn.
Wow, Nick did the secret kung fu of,
wins.
as long as he doesn't hit me, I won't lose.
Yeah. Sorry.
Dude, are you having sex or are you playing a game?
No, he's now dealing with what I have to deal with when I want to focus on a game and win, shutting the fuck up, but he also wants to talk.
Alright, even when you focus and try to win, you lose.
I beat you in Killer Instinct, bitch.
That's 1 out of 5 games.
You
we
got
played.
lucky. Stop bringing up.
I even
bringing
beat
up
your
XCOM.
ass in our trial show where we played Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is against me. You know Mario Kart always hates me.
Fuck, he's running now?
I'll never forget when I got Alan. I don't know if it was a retro show or the blue one. Right at the finish line, I blasted him and I took it from him.
I went from first to fourth. That game, no, Mario Kart hates me. And you never beat me in Mario Party, the computer one.
Jesus Christ.
But I was second place. You were
doesn't matter.
You were literally last place.
That's because I was first. I was a king. And they stole it from me.
You've never been a king.
You know nothing, Alan.
Oh wait, what the fuck happened?
Oh, I can't believe you turned the game
Wait,
off.
what did you? What? Oh, did you just go back to the start of the game?
Oh, you motherfucker!
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't press it. You didn't put in a quarter.
No, I was talking in the chat. I was typing.
So yeah.
So it did the fucking thing where the countdown happened.
No, you still fucked up. You were fucking around, hanging out with your friends, talking. You forgot to put the quarters in, man. Slip it.
Oh my god, I was trying to get change.
Yo, I hate that about arcades. We had to run across the fucking building to go get the quick dollars.
Fuck. That sucks, man. Alright, chat, you guys tell me who I should fucking pick. I don't know if you guys want to see me do Shinsei over again. Shinsei?
Kenshi.
Kenshi, okay. I said Shinsei. I was like, who the fuck is Shinsei? Okay, and by the way, don't even laugh. Don't even make fun of me too, because you asked me earlier, who's Nico? I'm Nico.
No, because I wasn't paying attention, so I thought the fucking disco lady above was Nico. I was like, play as that.
Who's this bitch? I'm that bitch.
Hey, man, that's not my fucking fault. They always have weird-ass fucking names. I can't believe they're bringing Scarlet back for MK11.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Right. Yeah. And they actually gave her clothes this time.
Alright, so let's... You know, I'm gonna just do the news.
I will never forget when Daredevil was a thing. That Nick would just say, yeah, his superpower is he can see.
Yeah. And then aside from that, like, he's pretty awesome actually.
We're not going through this again!
That is literally his superpower.
Shut the fuck up!
Okay,
I don't want to go through this shit again.
Well, we can argue how good the series is, Alan, but you can't, like, argue the fact that...
Yeah, I fucking can! I just don't want to go through it again!
His
It
power
won't
is
go
sight.
anywhere!
His power is sight, dude.
Shut the fuck up! How about that? Why don't you go fuck yourself?
But you fucked it up, you know? I mean,
Hey, man, this quadriplegic, his power is walking.
By the way, Kirk, so...
Oh, yeah, well, that's kind of gotta jump a table right now if we're sitting next to each other. Like, you motherfucker! He's just looking, like, Kirk is just looking this up.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm wondering if there's only one fatality per game, or per character.
Per game.
Let me see, okay. Forward, back, forward, down, Y. Oh, I mean, X, shit. I'm sorry. My overlay sucks. I'm working on it. One day I'll be a good streamer. Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
One day.
One
Wait,
day.
can't you look up, wait, can't you just look up a moves list for the characters?
Well, because I gotta do the show.
God, I heard you say moose list.
No, I mean in the game. Can't you just press start and go to move list?
No, you can't do the fatalities. You can do it with the moves list, but that'll be boring for everyone watching. But, yeah, for fatalities, they didn't tell you back then. You actually had to look it up.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it was shitty.
It was back in the golden age of gaming, which wasn't that golden.
Oh my god, was it the golden age of gaming? When did this come out?
Golden age.
Thanks. Because what do people consider the golden age?
You know, I always ask that. Because what is the golden age? Like, everyone loves their nostalgia. So what the fuck?
Hey, you want to know what the golden age was?
No, here we go.
That's usually everyone's golden age. Hey, when was your golden age? I was 19 at the time. Oh, yeah, you were young. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I think, because the definition of a golden...
50s was a golden age.
Like, the definition of a golden age, from what I know as a literal definition, is this is, after a set age, everything goes downhill.
Okay.
So it's like, the golden age of gaming, because like a lot of games, like people say 97 was like the best year because Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear, and a bunch of stuff came out, but I'm like, I mean, like the Mass Effect series is what people consider like the best Xbox 360 franchise, so it's like, that can't really be the golden age if something came out like almost like 15 years fucking, almost 10 years later, so it's like, I am under the impression that I don't really think we've hit the golden age of gaming. I think that we're getting there. Maybe that once we kind of fix up some of the garbage shit that happens with the industry, but I don't think we're at the golden age of gaming yet. I think we're at the cusp of it.
We're on our golden age.
So
I
do
think
we need
right
like
now,
another like gaming crash for that to happen?
That's what I was going to say.
I don't think so.
What we're going through right now is I think we're at the tail end of a golden age that happened between, you would say 97 to the early 2000s, where you had a lot of these games and original content came out and they were all bangers and they had their own thing that they to the gameplay. They added to games in terms of graphics or even processor power to allow you to do more stuff later on at different type of video game brands and franchises. But I would make the argument we're probably heading towards a crash. Like, that's why I never argue with Nick when he says it.
Yeah.
I agree with him in the terms of what's going to cause a crash. I don't think it's going to be the difference between digital and physical. I think it's more if you look at the gaming that are going on now, it's a lot of sequelitis and a lot of remakes, kind of like the same thing that we deal with in Hollywood at the moment. And whenever a society starts to produce culture that's constantly repetitive or homage to an older generation, that's technically the sign of when it's starting to go on decline. The same thing even happens with businesses. When they refuse to change with progressive times and they're selling the old stuff, they tend to collapse. That's just how things are. Things tend to favor progression. But not everything tends to favor progression because it costs money to progress. And a lot of these studios, especially these bigger ones, have really become so big and put so much money into gaming now that they're almost like motion pictures in terms of you can't have a bust come out. You can't do a Shadow of Colossus, put all this game into developer energy, all these different paychecks, all these different type of different
but
to it, only have the studio take a hit because you have a studio crash. Like you're seeing that a lot more now of studios that are either being screwed in terms of corporate moves that are done by bigger studios like EA that constantly cut everything they touch, or where they produce a game that is bigger than their budget and bigger than their studio can produce, it doesn't get popular and they crash from that. So it's a mixture of between the market is kind of very not stable at the moment because if you don't make a banger, you're going to lose all that profit and that's going to hurt your game industry. That's going to hurt your investors' faith in your company. And that's what pretty much how game industry has come to now. It's way more corporatized in terms of stock markets and people are seeing how well you develop the game, how many releases. That's why there's a big franchise in sequelitis right now because that is comfortable for investors and stockholders because they know it's a set name brand, it's a set title, people enjoy it, and it's going to sell regardless of what you say. And that's easier for the invest in those studios. That's why smaller studios now are making like these N64 title games because that's really all indie people can produce because to make something
okay. That's the thing. That's where I want to jump on. That's where I want to jump on a lot of what you're saying is that.
Sorry, but I was right though. Thank God.
Any fucking way.
Yeah, I got
I want to jump on a lot of what Ganja's saying because I don't believe it's going to be a crash. I think that video games have spread so far, so wide, and they basically like there's so many variations in the way we consume video game media that it's not going to crash the way it crashed back in the 80s. Is there going to be a shift? Of course there's fucking going to be a shift. I don't think it's going to crash the same way that the fucking gaming crash of 87 happened. But I think that a lot of the reasons, like, yeah, there are bigger companies that are dealing with this stuff, but it's like, I think that a lot of the reason that games are becoming expensive is because video games are always pushing technology. They're pushing they're always on the bleeding edge. Like, especially bigger companies, because bigger companies can do that. And that costs a lot of money. To get games to run on a 2080 Ti costs a lot of money to get there. But that's because it's the newest technology. When you start having those bigger companies that push the newest technology, the other smaller companies don't run away, Ganja. I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
I was blowing my nose, damn. And also, you're wrong. I'm just waiting for you to finish.
Oh, fuck you. But again, a lot of things is like you see a lot of the bigger companies that they push this technology, and yeah, if the bigger company busts, yeah, you end up having fucking problems. But some of the other people that aren't on the same level as EA are doing interesting stuff, are pushing like different ideas, and indie developers aren't really.
Fuck.
Any fucking way.
I'm listening.
You sneezed midway through my...
Let me blow my nose, damn.
You sneezed. You went achoo.
We got mad when he left last time.
Doesn't mean he should sneeze on cam. Any fucking way. Indie developers, as much as I fucking hate indie games, and a lot of why I hate indie games because I feel like they're just the same side scroller. There's actually a lot of indie developers that are doing a lot of different interesting things because they're the ones that are basically using this technology that's now become cheaper. Because to make it get like, look at Ark. Ark should be a AAA fucking game.
No, I thought that was my name at the bottom.
Based on how it fucking looks, Ark should be a AAA game that is published by fucking EA, Activision, or whatever the fuck. But what is it? It is an indie game made by a studio that I guarantee you not even Nick knows the name of.
Well, who?
Who's the developer of Ark?
Oh, fuck. I usually know, you son of a bitch. You gave me a wrong
Prove my goddamn point. I've not met a person that has longer hours than he does, and he doesn't even know. Because the company knows they're fucking heard of. You have so many indie developers that are doing that because the big guys are the ones that test that technology. The smaller guys are the ones that actually do that. But there are a lot of companies that aren't... Like, EA doesn't represent the video game industry. EA represents probably the more garbage part of it, but they're not a representation of the video game industry.
This is my problem. Like, you're looking more into the creative side. That's not what's going to cause the crash this time around. If you look at the markets and the way things are trending, you're seeing a lot of more of terms of less competition and more monopolies that are popping off now. And down to the point that we have only 3 corporations and maybe a new one with Google that might throw it off and might start up a little bit of a console war again to see if they compete in terms of trying to produce actual games and original content, not just remakes and just safe content that's going to please their investors. But if that doesn't happen, you're going to see this happen more and more, where it's just 3 choices and there's no difference between the choices. You already have Nick has a point where he says the exclusivity thing is something that adds to the consoles in terms of why I should get this console, because they do this differently. Now we've gotten to the point now that everything's on every other machine, and there's no difference for you to buy an Xbox. Maybe a difference to buy a PS4 at the moment, because you actually have different games that are exclusive to it that only run on the PS4, and that gives you a reason to buy it. And that's the main thing that happens with marketing, is you want to have a difference to stand out. And you're not seeing that now, because you're seeing the monopolization of markets and people just copying and cannibalizing different trends and different business moves that other people are doing. That's why you had a big move for like not VR. Well, yeah, VR is an example of that. You had and I'm making more of an older reference that we've seen coming past that we can see like, okay, yeah, that was an obvious trend that they were trying to pull, and that's with the whole move system. How many eyes? How many different move systems? Hell, even the Wii was based off a motion sensor to a certain point. It was done better, but even it was following the trend of motion sensors. So, and it was because it was safe for the market and it sold well, and people were safe investing.
Safe for the market? No one ever did motion. Like when they pushed it out, it was a newer trend. And you're talking about consoles. Like
it was safe for the market in terms that other people were doing it, and they felt safe from the trends, following other companies' examples and trying to do it. That's why you had shittier ones appear. But when it comes to like how video games are going to crash now, it's going to be more based on the finances and these bigger companies either swallowing up these smaller companies and gutting them in terms of trying to make a quick corporate profit from that, and then moving the different developers to studios that they hate, or making them do horrible fucking game times, which you're seeing a big movement now that I like in terms of trying to unionize video game workers. But if that doesn't happen, you're going to see this go more and more in terms of a crash, which we saw with Hollywood in the 70s, where people were producing a lot of films, and it was just the bigger studios that were making money, and then you saw them starting slowly swallowing up the smaller producers, where we only have, I think, 5 or 6 different media companies right now that actually produce films and actually do produce scripts. Outside of that, you have these small indie studios that do direct to VAD or direct to like DVD stuff. There's nothing in the middle anymore in terms of, hey, this is safe entertainment, kind of what you're seeing right now as we're beginning the fall. You have games like Ark and stuff like that that are going to come out there that has a solid middle ground. But as gaming gets more and more expensive in terms of trying to keep up with your competitors and technology, and even trying to even keep up with the market in terms of, hey, I got to make this game look pretty, because pretty, if it's not pretty, it don't sell no more. How many times has Ali said us she's not going to play great games?
Yeah, but again,
it doesn't look pretty. That's actually a lot of the gaming market. That's why people want a pretty TV. That's why these new TVs sold so well. That's why Xbox in 360 was so confident to be like, hey, if you buy our system, it doesn't play well on standard definition. Some games have little ass text, or the games gets pixelized because it was made for high definition.
Okay, the thing is as far as the visuals, like, yeah, there are people out there that only care about graphics, but like graphics doesn't necessarily mean it's what stands out. Perfect example.
But that, it stands out for investors now. That's my point. Like a lot of this, it doesn't. Honestly, the crash is not going to be like the 70s.
Peter and her titties, they're out.
It's not going to be based on the gamers consuming bad media and then rejecting the game industry. What it's going to be, marketing, corporatized, and investors either pulling out because crashes are happening in terms of game quality, or games that had a lot of money invested in them don't sell as well, and that makes people, especially investors and dirty capitalists, it makes them really scared in terms of trying to lose their finances, and they'll pull out of these companies. That's why you've seen so many other big studios, if they're not gutted by corporate in order to keep like EA afloat, they crash on their own because they have too much money to develop.
To quote Ruthless, "Calm down, you commie."
But no, that is literally the point of, like, that's why you see a move for unionization in video games. That's why you're seeing the move now of people trying to pull away from the corporate market, and you're seeing even video gamers now that once praised the hell out of these corporations are saying now, hey, these guys are ruining gaming for us, because it is starting to monopolize now, and it's going to become where every product is like another, because it's safe for investors to invest in these companies, and because it produces so much to make these pretty games and these aesthetically pleasing games to keep up with technology. If they have a bust in terms of a product, it will fuck them.
But again, EA, like, you're talking about the big 3, which is Ubisoft, Activision, EA. Those are the 3 biggest companies in the world right now. One, they don't produce the exact same time. Like, you can argue that EA and fucking Activision are trying to produce the exact same kinds of games as a service, but the big 3 aren't necessarily producing the identical games. Smaller studios aren't, like, especially with the advent of Steam and the Epic Store and other places that distribute, they're not actually, like, indie developers can make stuff without a publisher now and sell stuff like Stardew Valley, Starbound, Hollow Knight. all of these games that people love, Ark.
That's such
A lot of those are
move.
independently published, and I think that's something like because there's so many different facets to the video, to how people absorb the media. That's why it's like you're comparing a lot of this stuff to the movie industry, which where it's like this is very different because there's really one or two ways to. I feel like two things are happening right now.
Yeah, they are. You want to argue too goddamn much, but it's okay. I'm actually really interested.
What, me? God just went on a 5-minute tirade about capitalism.
What are you talking about? You are the king of fucking arguments, sir.
Yeah.
You just went on a 5-minute tirade.
It's okay. It's okay. No, I'm actually curious.
First of all, it wasn't a tirade. First of all, it wasn't a tirade on communism. It's literally just pointing out how the market trend is developing the video game industry outside of the creative and artistic parts. That, honestly, when it comes to people that invest in these games, it doesn't matter to them at all. It's how well these games sell, and I think Nick could agree with that.
Yeah, and obviously that's important. But a lot of the smaller, oh, he finally did a fatality.
And you know, to add to your point, like when the video game crash, like when I'm talking about a crash, I'm talking about the more mainstream and more stable, like in terms of like not stabilized, but more of a foundation industry actually collapses, and you have more corporations pop out of it. When you had the crash of the original video game industry, it wasn't really a crash because you still had indie developers developing stuff. Hell, a lot of them went on to Nintendo to create video games after the market started to rise again. That's not the problem. Indie developers will do what they want. If the movie industry crashed tomorrow, you have people like Julian out there that say, "Fuck you, I'm gonna make my own movies now," and they'll start up the new fucking trend of movie theaters and movie studios. It's like art. Like even if an art collection or an art trend fails, someone new is gonna come out and do it. That's just how it works. But the problem is, it's gonna affect a lot of people that are invested in this in terms of developers, creative artists, coders, hell, even down to the fucking janitor that cleans the computer board so no one catches fucking measles and measles from it. Like, there's a lot more things that go into the industry now that a collapse will kind of fuck up this industry, because how many of these little studios are also sponsored by either subsidies or bigger studios that are part of the EA branch or the Sony branch or the Microsoft branch?
Okay, but again, like, I'm not even disagreeing with you that a lot of this stuff, it does happen, but one of the things that I was always getting at is there's so many different facets to how the media is made, is absorbed, is distributed, that I think that's something that you're not necessarily taking into account. Now, do I think the video game industry is going to change as we see it? Of course I do. Because there's so many practices that people are starting to get really fed up with that are changing because, again, they're no longer supporting it. Do I think the video game industry needs to be unionized so people can keep their fucking jobs after a project? Fuck yeah. I'm so sick of hearing stories like Telltale and Rockstar working their fucking people to death just so they can get a game out. Me and you can both agree with that. But with so many different, again, with so many smaller companies that are able to actually self-publish and self-manage without needing to be part of EA, Activision, or Ubisoft, that ends up being the thing. And as far as the Microsoft and Sony and all that stuff, I feel like that's a different argument because those are the fucking, those are the platforms in which people absorb it. It's like televisions. There are like 100 different television brands. Like, and people just buy those as they fucking need to. Yeah, Samsung's the biggest one, but there's like a million fucking, like my monitor is not a Samsung monitor. It's a BenQ, whatever the fuck that is. I fucking love the monitor, but it's a monitor that is used for my fucking computer. The video game industry will change. There's going to be a lot of things that change it. But I don't think it's going to be in the same where it's going to hit a fucking slump. I think there's going to be a massive change in how leadership is run, how rights of video game developers are actually going. Just like when the video game crashed, like Nintendo instituted a lot of laws for its own console when the video game crash happened. They limited developers to 1 game a year. They added quality control to make sure games actually came out properly and weren't garbage pieces of shit like the ET game that started it all. If another situation happens where the video game industry goes to another massive switch, it's probably going to be a situation where we got to unionize these fucking companies. We got to set up a situation where if somebody finishes a project and they're not going to make a sequel, they can get another job somewhere else. That's something that desperately needs to happen. But I don't think that the video game is going to fucking slump because a few of the bigger companies fuck up their games. Because there's still so many games that come out per year that people are still going to be investing in this. If they want another Hollow Knight, they want another fucking, Ark, they want another fucking Shovel Knight. People are going to be interested in those fucking games, especially almost anything Ubisoft fucking comes out and games that have been going on for 5+ fucking years. People are going to look into what is going to be supported. That's what we're shifting towards. People supporting games for a long fucking time.
Hey, you know what, JP? You damn right. Wrestlers should get paid too.
Wait, JP said that?
Yeah.
And which?
Yeah, which chat?
I think it was in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, like I get what Ganja's saying. It's just I don't like the direct 100%.
Help, by the way.
Okay. I fucked up already. It blurred out on me, and I'm like, well, fuck it. I hope you were looking, Jet.
I was, but it also blurred. Like I'm thinking it's like the third one, circle, but I don't know.
I think it's circle as well.
Circle. Just do circle.
Square.
Yes.
Yeah, he was right.
Damn it, I want to fuck him up. But yeah, no, I get a lot of what Gon's saying, but again, I don't think there's a direct comparison to. It's weird because I really can't, except for maybe the music industry. I can't really think of a comparison as an industry that's similar enough to video games, because there's so many ways to absorb the media, so many ways to play the media, and so many people. Like there's so many different variations that even if EA tomorrow bought Ubisoft and bought Activision, and there's just one big AAA developer, there are still so many other people that are considered AAA, like Square Enix and Rockstar and other stuff, that it's like even EA end up releasing nothing but garbage. They would just get less money and they would shut down. But I don't think, again, if EA shut down tomorrow, I really don't think the video game industry would be affected.
Well, it's not all EA. Like, even Rockstar is guilty of this. Like, remember the whole thing where Take-Two getting brought up by them, and then people were worried about that would affect Grand Theft Auto, which has, in the past, has affected game development. How many times I fucking hate EA because every time they get a hold of an RTS company, they got the fuck out of them. And that's something they do. They liquidate assets, sell it off, and make money in terms of corporate, but they don't produce video games. And you're starting to see that trend start to rise more and more because that please investors. Now, if you're right and you see the utilization of creatives and more video game developers going towards actually creating more different and original video game products, that might scave off and crash, because every industry goes through boom and bust cycles. That's just how it fucking works.
Yeah.
But in terms of how bad it's going to be, that might curtail how bad it is. But if you just have this side in terms of what EA's pushing, and a lot of companies are actually looking towards as a guidance stone, because how many people, like EA was the first to do the DLCs that didn't matter.
And they were the first ones to do they were first ones to do the online pass, and people were so vitrioled against it that they basically got rid of that in not even a generation, in like 6 months. The thing is if EA, Rockstar, and Take-Two shut down tomorrow, they went bust, the video game industry wouldn't even blink. That's
I think it would in terms of mainstream appeal, because you and Nick, we know the indie studios. We have PCs. We know how to explore the PlayStation Store. But the vast majority of people that aren't so quote unquote in the gamer community, that actually are the ones now that are actually propping it up, because it's people like my sister and like my mom, like my brother, that are like young age groups that are actually keeping these consoles afloat right now, because they're the new generation that actually buys the consoles, play them, because they're not pretty to the ideas of the pirating, or hell, even being more having nostalgia period where they actually want to play older games rather than new ones that come out. So they are actually the targeted market. And if Nintendo or any of the big companies that pop off, hell, even if, let's say, if Overwatch was part of that fall too, that would hurt the video game industry, because people of that generation that just know those titles and those brands, they're not going to go look for anything else unless it's pushed on them. Yeah, you might have the resurgence of new companies, but there's going to be a long period where 3 to 5 years where that's going to hurt people a lot, especially with the industry themselves.
That's the thing. I don't believe it will, because again, I specified, like with Take-Two, it's like they have the wrestling games, which sure, that's important. The wrestling FIFA and all that stuff, that's important around the world a lot. Sorry, I confused Take-Two and 2K all the time. I thought they were okay. Well, they're not even like
Darksiders, I believe, right?
Okay, they do a bunch of stuff, but I know Take-Two owns Rockstar. Thing is, but if you think about it, it's like, okay, how many EA games are currently in rotation right now, like that are actually coming out of there? There's Anthem, Battlefield 5. That is 2 games. It's even some of the smaller stuff that nobody even fucking knows of. It doesn't fucking matter. What is Take-Two currently doing? There might be doing a small, but like I can't name more than 2. There's fucking GTA 5 and Red Dead 2. Then you have, and then what was the other? Like I don't remember who the fucking. Oh yeah, Rockstar, EA, Take-Two. Like, if they shut down, that's really not that many games. There are so many other games. Square Enix has like 5 games on the fucking market right now that people care about. One of which you fucking play, Kingdom Hearts, Just Cause, Tomb Raider. That's 3 just off the top of my fucking head right now. There are so many other people that aren't as big as EA and Activision that if they shut down, it won't matter. There's so many fucking anime games that no one's ever fucking heard of that keep these going. The Yakuza series. Sega's actually, as much as I hate Sega, I can't give them the compliment. They have like 7 or 8 different consecutive games on consoles and PC currently happening right now. So that's where my disagreement with you comes, because EA isn't like Warner Brothers or Universal. If Universal shut down tomorrow, holy shit. Who knows
But
what
my
the
point is,
happen.
you're starting to see the growth of that in the industry itself with the corporate buyouts and mergers that we constantly see happen now, to the point that they secretly revised Lucas games. Like
that was hilarious.
Like that's things that they're going to be able to pull now when as corporate more and more takes over, and when corporate does that, they care just more for the investors and people that actually have shares in the company themselves, and that's usually more about
titties out.
Now let's see if you can actually win this with the titties out.
We'll probably finish. Okay, we'll probably finish this discussion because I feel like we're close to where we're gonna start circling. But again, my last thing is that there's so many there's so many easy ways to make and distribute video games that's why I think that there's always gonna be like indie developers that are doing crazy shit that no one's ever thought of. So that's my last point is there's so many smaller studios that are able to do bigger games that's why it's not gonna be a situation where EA owns everything.
And my last point is you're wrong.
As Nick gets his ass kicked by this fucking troglodyte.
Also, troglodyte is actually a really offensive term.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I learned that recently. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just doing it as an educational moment for me and you.
I thought that was like a troll. I didn't know that. Like
no, okay. No, it's not.
Why is he laughing so hard?
Because I think he knows the origins of the word, and like you just went like, I thought it was a troll.
Let's go that conversation quick. I can't fucking fight you, fuck.
Hey, we just got
that was really like. You must be really frustrated because that was so nothing, and you're just losing your shit right now.
Oh, I hope he finishes him. Yeah, he does. Look at that.
Yeah, shut up, you. Fuck you.
So
wow, Nick, Nick, you're really bad at Mortal Kombat.
So are we really gonna end this stream when you kill this thing? Because we might be here all night.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. We'll see what fucking happens. Oh,
I used to think Nick was really good at Mortal Kombat.
Don't say that because he's gonna challenge you. Then everyone's gonna.
Oh, no, I'm good.
No, because he's gonna get all quiet when I beat his ass. Yeah. In Kombat X.
No, I'm gonna get quiet so that I can fight.
Hey, one day, man. You know what we're gonna do?
Hey, what's your excuse, Nick? You didn't even stop me in Ganja because you were busy focusing on the game. And you still were getting your
No, because I know I wouldn't be able to get a word in. It's like, no, the game. Like, by the way, too, you have Stockholm syndrome with the video game industry. You let them fuck you over, and there's been so many times I've heard you so mad. You've been so mad so many times.
Sorry, are you okay? Were you shitting out that last statement?
Yeah.
Ah!
But the thing is,
okay.
You've gotten so mad. No, hold on. No, you spend so much money on certain things, and you will get so legitimately pissed off, and then like a month later, you do the exact same fucking thing again, every time.
Again, because I know what products I'm generally like. I can look at a game and
bad shit.
I don't know if things are bad until I get my hands on them.
Then you don't know if they're gonna be good or not. Because why would you spend money on it?
Like, cause sometimes, like, yeah, you're right. Sometimes I won't know, but I can look at a game, and I can tell whether or not I'm going to if this is something I'm going to enjoy. That's why I don't buy side scrollers because I don't like side scrollers anymore. But something like what was that fucking game called? Mafia 3. Mafia 3 is a third-person open-world shooter. I love open-world shooters. That's my fucking jam. So what did I do? Is I picked it up. That game was fucking trash. But the next fucking open world shooter I fucking ended up getting, Red Dead, I loved. So it's like, I know the choices I make, and yeah, not every single thing's gonna be a banger. Like every time you go to a Marvel movie, you're not always gonna enjoy it, but doesn't mean I hate the entire fucking movie industry. It just means that, hey, this fucking game sucks, or this company sucks. I know what companies to avoid. I will never, in a million years, ever buy a game by Funcom, because they fucking suck.
But they're fun.
No,
they suck.
But like, I'm glad you brought that up because like one of the things that I met personally is The Godfather 2, and one of the
game or a movie.
I missed the game. The movie's
that game is great. I'll send you a fucking
game. No, you better send that to me. If there's anybody that runs it perfect, you better send that shit.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
But when it comes to the game, it did. My thing is like I've played Vice City recently, and I finally beat it on my own, no cheats whatsoever. And one of the things that occurred to me, the reason I had so much fun playing it was all the different little missions for the properties and how to grow the properties and make more money off of them. And then I felt like I was actually doing something with that in terms of building the cash because I wasn't cheating, so I actually needed the money, folks. And actually, when you play the early Grand Theft Autos, like legit, cash is really important. You don't want to waste that shit. So when you're actually winning the properties and the assets are growing up, you feel like you're accomplishing things in the game, and it makes you push forward. And even to the point that the game awards you with the final mission only after you've done the properties, because that's the point of the video game is you're supposed to.
Oh, is that why I never could beat the game?
Yeah, you have to actually buy properties.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I never beat Vice City because I played the shit out of it as a kid. But it got to the point where I finished all the missions on the screen, and I wasn't getting any phone calls for new missions. So I just kind of ran around, but I'm like, why can I not finish this game?
Because you had to buy property.
I didn't know that.
It made a point to go out and buy these things to save the cash to do it, because it allows you to play more of the game or extend how much money you get. Or even like, I think the boat mission gives you a machine gun. So you don't have to go buy to the store. You just go pick up machine gun rounds every time you reload the game or come back in 5 minutes.
Can I not do this?
And I love that shit. And I think Godfather 2 did that perfectly to down to the point that you can buy certain properties and they will give you Molotovs, or they'll give you guys that are equipped with bazookas or some shit. And I love that because it gives you a reason to buy properties. My thing in Grand Theft Auto 5, San Andreas, like, I know San Andreas.
I mean, even 4, honestly.
Yeah, 4 too. I know San Andreas is loved and all, but the fact that they dropped the property assets and really made it a point kind of made me sad. But they added new to it. They had the gang element. So they took away, but they gave more to the same kind of degree that made me enjoy playing it. But a lot of these crime games now, you get the bigger house, you get the car and stuff, and it's mostly rewarded through missions, and I don't feel like there's real growth. I feel like I'm just following the storyline to get these items.
Yeah, no, we really gotta talk more about Godfather 2, because like I love Godfather 1. I think Godfather 1's a great fucking game, because like one of the things like, hey, go take over these businesses, and it's not just go cutscene and do a bunch of dialogue. Like, you start beating the shit out of people and like holding them over like fire and shit, or breaking their fucking store to get money. And like, I fucking love this. I used to love just going to a fucking TV store and just bashing the shit out of all the fucking TVs so that this guy would give me the most money. It was dope.
Wow, you didn't even get him this time once.
Shut up!
Me and God are just a little brother. It's like, wow, you're really not good. You should try blocking. Fuck yeah!
Look,
Notice he went down to the difficulty lower.
I literally did so good this game back in the day, and I don't know what the fuck
Titties
is
out.
happening.
That means you have a chance of winning this one.
Nick, I think there's an easy mode. You should try easy mode.
Fuck you.
All I know is I ordered some McDonald's. I was supposed to get here in like 30 minutes, and it might get here by the time the show ends.
Yeah, he wants to be part of the show. Your delivery person is a fan of the show.
Oh my god, why can't I do anything? He's too fast for being such a fat fuck who is so chubby.
Is he really fat though? He seems muscle.
Dude, my moves are not working. Is there something wrong with my controller?
Maybe he's weak. He's only weak to certain moves.
Hey, that's actually a legit thing. You're playing on an emulator. There's a good chance your control just fucked.
Yeah, it's not doing a move. Hold on.
Now he's blaming the controller.
I mean, it's an emulator. This is probably the only time I'll give it to him because that shit fucks up.
No! No! No!
Okay, Nick, one day you'll be good at this. R.I.P. By the way, Nick smashed his metaphorical controller.
I'm so fucking mad.
Don't worry, one day you'll beat Malachite or Malachite, whatever the fuck his name is. Moloch.
Oh.
Sorry.
Wow, dead air.
Oh, are you serious? It's fucking easy mode? It was on easy?
Wait, what?
I quit. No.
Wait, oh man, holy shit. You went to easy mode and
shut up.
No joke. That is the worst feeling in the world. You're like, man, this game's too fucking hard. Let me lower difficulty. Oh. I just suck.
God.
That was great. That was great.
Nick?
What?
So, announcements?
What is there an announcement? What
we got a trip going to Miami. Keep you guys updated.
Yeah, that's true.
On Facebook, if we get this accomplished, we got a solid group of people going with us. Be on the lookout for that on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere we can stream it. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be a good time. Alan, do you got anything you say?
Just the normal stuff. Today's Thursday, so obviously we don't have a show tomorrow, but be sure to check out the Midnight Chat Deck. We're going to talk all such stuff. Probably do a few reviews. At some point, hopefully I get to see the Hellboy reboot. So if you're excited to hear me coherently babble about that fucking movie, be sure to check that out. Also, go to for the people that are on Facebook, you're already fucking there. But the people that are on Twitch, on YouTube, type in Midnight Chat Deck in the Facebook. Once you see the orange logo, you'll see the page. I made sure to repost it. There are embedded links to everything from the Twitch to the YouTube to the Little Fire Burning. Stop laughing. The Little Fire Burning, where me, Gonzo, and Ruthless do the Illuminati podcast. So be sure to check that out. And if you're curious to hear me ramble about some other bullshit, go to oneofus.net. Check out the Screener Squad. I do a bunch of stuff there. We're going to be doing a Game of Thrones talk soon. So just like with Gotham, every episode of Game of Thrones, there's going to be a bunch of us talking about what we liked, what we didn't like, theories, all that jazz. So be sure to check that out.
And if you guys want to play Mortal Kombat, like the good ones, you know, not this bullshit, you can hit me up.
Oh, really? This one that you thought was your favorite game? Okay.
I wouldn't say it was my fucking favorite game. I said it was my favorite franchise, which it definitely is. It is a very, very good franchise, but this game is some bullshit. That's why those fucking games are not remade for the Arcade Collection Part 2, whatever the fuck the sequel would be to the PS3 one. Okay? Alan, why would you ask that question?
I mean, it's a legitimate question. Gotcha, what do you think?
Oh, you know what? How about this? People, message Alan. Seriously, he keeps saying no. This is the thing, Alan. You want to get bullied so fucking bad. You want me to pull those underwears up.
No, you give me so much shit.
You want me to do that, and now I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking bully
Nick, you give me so much shit.
So, go and message Alan and tell him that you want to see him play against me Saturday, fucking Mortal Kombat X or Injustice 2.
Good.
And you will see this man cry. Oh. You will see this man cry.
Nah, because I'm never going to be a part of that.
Like a little
Nick, you give me so much shit. You gave me so much shit during the shows. Oh, man, you're so quiet. Oh, you do this, you do that. You just spent the last half an hour getting your ass kicked by a fucking mog.
You were talking your ass off. I would have talked.
You could have easily tuned me out. You say you do that anyway.
You scare me. You're
You say you tune me out.
Cedric.
Goodbye to you, my friend.
Cedric, I'll beat your ass. 3, 2, 1, Cedric. I will see you. I will see you, Cedric. Don't you fuck around. I will whoop that ass. I will humble you.
I don't know. I'm just ready to see someone become a cream pie at this point.
That will be Alan. Cream pie ass bitch. Let's play some fucking Rocket League, Alan.
Damn, Nick is bad.
Well, I'll get a Mogland on my team, then you won't be able to win.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry I got mad people.
Whose notifications are going off right now?
Would he even be able to fit in the little car?
I don't know. I love everyone.
Ganja, turn off your notifications.
The show's over. You can have his notifications on.